And let's not forget about the reigning 8-man football champions, the Izard County Cougars. Tonight, the Cougars open their season on the road, taking on the Cedar Ridge Timberwolves in Newark. And let me tell you, Chris, it was just the year of the Cougar last year in 8-man football because the state runner-up, the Rector Cougars, are also opening up their season tonight. They will be playing the Corning Bobcats at home. Now, Chris, looking...
Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome to the Nettleton High School home opener. Craig Miller and Cade Carter doing a microphone check. Live stream folks should be hearing us, and the radio folks have got us too, so we'll go radio silent. We'll be doing the pregame show here in about 3 minutes. Thank you, Ryan.
Not too long ago. But also another game is Little Rock Christian versus Little Rock Central. Central has a new coaching regime there, and I'm curious what they're going to be able to throw at Walker White, the Auburn commit.
And we've already mentioned my alma mater of Lakeside High School taking on Lake Hamilton tonight. But one game that I'm going to have my eye on is the matchup between Glen Rose and Crossett. These are two teams that are perennial powerhouses in their respective classifications. Two very interesting play styles that it will be interesting to see clash in one night there at Beaver Stadium. That's going to wrap up this week's edition of the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas High School Game Day Show. We hope you enjoyed our program, and be sure to tune in at 10 o'clock for the Simmons Bank Friday Night Scoreboard Show on this station. From 10 to midnight, Rex Nelson and Nate Olson will give you the latest scores and updates from around the state, as well as the newest Rex's Road to the Rock rankings. Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by Simmons Bank, UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, Arkansas Delta Byways Regional Tourism, the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, Hot Springs, Keep Arkansas Beautiful, Saracen Casino Resort in Pine Bluff, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, Arkansas Brighter Futures 529, Lyon College, Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield, the University of Central Arkansas, Arkansas Game and Fish, Roller Funeral Home, Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia, Murphy Arts District in El Dorado, Ouachita Baptist University, and the Great American Conference.
The following is a special sports presentation from the EAB Sports Network.
It's time for Nettleton High School football on 101.3 Bob FM. Let's go! Presented by NEA Baptist, Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, First National Bank, and Kavanaugh Auto Group. Now let's go to the NEA Baptist broadcast booth and join Craig Miller for the First National Bank pregame show.
Yellow again, everybody, and welcome to the 59th season of Nettleton Raider football. Tonight we're coming at you live from a very toasty Raider field. It's 91 degrees outside, perfect weather for football. We're playing host to the Double Tough Bombers of Mountain Home in the first game of this 2023 season. My name is Craig Miller, and I'm going to be joined in the broadcast booth tonight by my tag team partner, Cade Carter. Cade is a third-generation Raider. His grandfather, the late, great Phil Carter, played on the very first Nettleton Raider football team back in 1965. His dad, Brian Carter, was an all-state quarterback for the Raiders in the late 80s, and Cade did the family name proud himself. Among Nettleton quarterbacks, he has the single-season record for passing yardage and touchdown passes, both of the marks that he set back in 2019. The All-State Cade Carter, welcome to the booth. How does it feel to be on this side of the game?
Hello. I'm excited. This is going to be fun. Temperature cooled off, so feeling good. Ready to go.
Yeah, it cooled all the way down to 91 degrees out there after a high of 100. And it's not exactly what you call good football weather, but I know you'd agree with me, man. Anytime that you're getting to play some high school football, it's a good night.
That's some good weather then.
No doubt about it. The Raiders are coming off a good season. Kind of a disappointing ending for sure, but a good season nonetheless. They went 7-3 in the regular season, and they advanced to the state playoffs, where they got bounced in the first round by eventual state runners-up Shiloh Christian. The Raiders returned 7 starters on offense and 6 starters on defense from last year's team. They are also infused with talent from a very talented sophomore class. A team that just dominated the 5A East last season on their way to 10-0 record in a conference championship. Kay, did you get a chance to see the junior high team play any at all last year?
I did not.
Well, man, they were good. The most dominant Nettleton junior high team that I can ever remember. They were very, very good. And believe me when I say Raider Nation is optimistic about this football team that Coach Hampton is putting on the field here in his 11th season. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a 3-minute break, let you hear from some of our great sponsors. And when we come back, we're going to talk about our opponents tonight, the Mountain Home Bombers. You've tuned in to the First National Bank pregame show of Nettleton Raider football on 101.3 Bob FM, part of the EAB Sports Network. Back in 3.
Sends a referral for your specialty services, you have a choice. The decision of where you receive care is yours. You can choose the only facility in Eastern Arkansas to receive an A rating in patient safety by Leapfrog, delivering world-class care and an unmatched safety protocol. You have a choice in your healthcare provider. Choose NEA Baptist, where safety isn't a goal, it's a promise.
At First National Bank, our mortgage lending team knows what it takes to make a home and a superior home loan process. Simple, proven, and reliable service with competitive rates at a bank that already feels like home. Since 1889, that's been the First National Bank way, because for our people, this is home. Apply online at fnbank.net/mortgage. From our family to yours, welcome home. First National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Get huge savings now at every Kavanaugh dealership. Kavanaugh has a great selection of late model, low mileage, certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. And most are still under factory warranty. We have every make and every model, so you're sure to find the vehicle you want. And when you buy at Kavanaugh, every new and used purchase comes with 1 year of free maintenance. Plus, we buy cars. Bring a vehicle, get a check. Come see us today at one of our dealerships or go to KavanaughCars.com.
Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been taking care of our local athletes for over 40 years. And coming soon, they'll have 2 locations with JOSM on Main and opening in September, JOSM on Matthews. Inside St. Bernard's Health and Wellness Center with non-operative providers Dr. J.T. Fisher and the newest addition to the staff, Dr. Morgan Benefield. Call 932-1820. Find them on Facebook and at JonesboroOrtho.com. Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, excelling in our field so you can excel on yours.
Pico Food says good luck to all the players, coaches, cheerleaders, and marching bands taking the field tonight. Under the lights, it's not about who's in your path, it's about who's in your huddle. And Pico Foods is a proud teammate and supporter of local communities and the state's agricultural producers. Learn more about how Pico Foods buys direct to support local producers. In Arkansas and Missouri, call David Durham or James Chester, 870-202-7101. In Alabama and Mississippi, call Andrew Parker or John Taylor Hickman at 601-670-9383.
Greenway proudly supports the DIYer in you. Whether you're a mover, a shaker, a groundbreaker, a risk taker, a challenge embracer, or a landscape visionary, whatever the task, we've got a John Deere tractor that can help move your project forward. You've got work to do, so let's get started. Reserve yours today in store or at gogreenway.com.
We welcome you back to the First National Bank pregame show. We're here for our weekly visit with Coach Stephen Hampton. Coach, it's your 11th season as the head coach of the Raiders. If my math is correct, you are the second longest tenured head coach in Nettleton football history. Just about 10 more seasons to go before you catch Coach Dover, the man who hired you.
Yeah, that'd be a big accomplishment to be around that long. It's just hard to believe that it's already been, year 11, but it just flies by. And, we just hope to keep things going, keep building, and have a great season this year.
Speaking of this year, man, it's excitement in the air everywhere you go around Nettleton, a brand new football season for the Raiders. Let's start off by talking about the new coaches. Who's going to be new on the Raiders sidelines this year?
Well, we were able to, add a couple of new coaches in the offseason, had, some openings. So, first of all, we were able to bring back DeAndre Henry. He graduated from Vanderbilt with his master's degree, and he's going to be teaching science at the high school. And, he'll be working with our inside wide receivers. And then Cole Carpenter also, he's new to Nettleton, but he's not new to Northeast Arkansas. He's got a lot of experience. He's coming to us via BB. He'll be working on the defensive side, working with the defensive ends, and so we're excited about those two additions to our staff.
Glad to have Coach Carpenter here, and it sure is good to have DeAndre back, one of the greatest quarterbacks in Nettleton history. Let's talk about your players this year, Coach. We'll just go position group by position group, if that's all right. Let's start off with the men that we call the unsung heroes, the warriors in the trenches, the offensive line.
Yeah, we feel, we've got some experience. We returned 3 starting offensive linemen. Zach Davis at center is kind of the leader up front. We got Garrett Campbell at right tackle. And then Ian Landrum, he returns. He played guard last year, but he's moving out to left tackle this year. And so those 3 are the veterans, and they'll be, we've got Jerry Hudgens, who played, quite a bit last year in some of our heavy sets. He'll be at left guard. And then Cayman Gates, he's a junior, and he'll be at right guard. So we feel like we've got, a pretty solid group, got some experience, and we got a little size. So we feel good about where we're at.
Those guys will be blocking for somebody very special to you, Coach, and that's junior quarterback, Maddox Hampton. What a tremendous season he had last year as a sophomore. What can we expect to see from the Mad Dog this season?
Well, what we've seen so far through fall camp and the scrimmage is just how much more comfortable he is, within the offense. Obviously, he had 11 games of experience, 12 if you want to count the scrimmage from last year, and there's just no substitute for that, experience. And he seems in command, in control of the offense, and I expect him to have a great year. Obviously, he's got some pretty good weapons around him, so if he can just facilitate and get the ball to those guys, we got a chance to be pretty good on offense.
Let's talk about some of those weapons surrounding Maddox. First of all, the running back. Keandre Pope toted the mail most of the time for you as your feature running back last season. The Pope has graduated, however. So who's going to be running the ball for us this season?
Well, we've got a pair of young guys that are sophomores, but, man, they don't play like sophomores. T.J. Brown, he's super talented. He's got a chance to be really, really special before he graduates, and he's going to rush for a lot of yards. And we also got Xavier Harrell. Those two are kind of a two-headed monster. Xavier is the best way I can describe him. He's built like Barry Sanders, big lower half, low center of gravity. He's hard to tackle, and so those guys are going to carry the majority of the touches. But then you throw in a guy like Kylan Shelton, who you saw him last year. When he touches the ball, he's explosive. And so we're going to try to get him carries throughout the year, and so, you got 3 really, really good backs that they can change the scoreboard in a heartbeat.
Sounds like your running game is in good hands. Let's talk about your passing game. Let's talk about your receiving core. Who will Maddox be throwing the ball to this season?
Well, that's another area we feel really good about. Last year we had, a couple of receivers. We didn't have a lot of depth. This year we feel like, we've got 4, 5, 6 guys that we can roll out there that can all make plays. And it all starts with Curtis Smith, returning All-State guy. He's special with the ball in his hands, but I'm telling you, equally special is Q Thompson. They're 2 different types of receivers. Q is shifty. He's a speed guy. They're both playmakers. We were blessed this summer. We had a kid move in, Nigel Bell. He's 6'1". Got some length to him. Man, he can stretch the field. You saw that in the scrimmage game. He had a touchdown. And then there's Mr. Steady, Mr. Consistency. Caleb Tedder is our tight end. Yeah, he does everything. He does all the grunt work. He's going to catch some touchdown passes this year. You can count on that. He's just kind of the unsung hero. But he doesn't go unnoticed by our coaching staff. All the things that he does that may go unnoticed by the average fan. He's, whether it's blocking, whatever it might be, getting other people lined up. He's special. And then we got some other guys, Kamarion Davis, not a sophomore, excuse me. He's starting at free safety, but we'd like to get him some, Fred Atkins, another one that he's Mr. Dependability. He can play any of the receiver spots. And then Jordan Simmons, another young kid. So there's, 7 or 8 guys right there that we feel really good about.
Excellent, Coach. Let's shift gears and talk about your defense. I know that, we lost a good one, 2-time All-State Jordan Pegram. We lost him to graduation, but talking to Coach Johnson, Coach Alan Johnson, he shared with me that he's really excited about your defensive line this year.
Yeah, we've got more depth, and really, I would keep an eye on Keon Stallings. He's a kid that I think has an opportunity to have a special year, and then Jamarcus Johnson inside has had a great offseason. He'll be playing, our defensive tackle spot. He's, one of our strongest kids. Caden Newsom, another inside guy playing there. All those guys are 300-pound benchers, 400, 500-pound squatters. You got Adarian Blackburn, AD, what he goes by. He'll be a defensive end. We got some young guys. Q Hollis, another defensive end. Danny Gary, a defensive tackle. Clark Phillips. And, man, you just see there's so many, there's a lot of guys. So there's a lot of depth, a lot of flexibility. So that's one reason why Coach Johnson, we believe everything starts up front. If you can win up front, you got a chance. And that's exciting when you got that many guys that can go in and play.
Coach, another 2-time All-State guy graduated this past May, Blake Brown, the dynamic inside linebacker. Who's going to fill his shoes, or who's going to try to fill his shoes, and how are your linebackers looking?
Well, I think the guy that's going to try to fill those shoes as far as making all the calls is Cohen Liggins. He's a kid that played every down last year as a sophomore, gained invaluable experience. He's bigger, he's stronger this year, very, very intelligent. So he's going to be the guy that's going to make all the checks, make all the calls. And then he's going to be surrounded by, Tyler Craig, who's a bigger body guy that's going to play inside, kind of that hard-nosed thumper that you need. And then on the outside, we got Kylan Shelton, who played, last year, was an outstanding player for us, and he's going to have a great year as well. And also throw in there Damon Coleman. He's a young kid that's getting experience along with David Weesey, and those guys are going to kind of make up our linebacking crew. So there's some talent there, some size, speed, and a couple of those guys just need some more experience.
Coach, tell us about your defensive secondary. I know you lost some guys to graduation there as well.
Yeah, we did, but we do return Brandon Alexander. He started every game last year, and really we return another starting corner at Kylan Goodlow. He went into last year as a starter, and then he got hurt in the benefit scrimmage and missed the rest of the season. But he's back, he's healthy. He'll be playing more safety this year than corner. Then we got Kamarion Davis. I mentioned him earlier. He's a 10th grader that's, he's 6'2". He's got a chance to be really special. And then Isaac Black, another kid that he got a lot of experience last year. So those guys will get the majority of the snaps in the secondary. And then you'll see guys, Curtis Smith back there some. You'll see Nigel Bell. You'll see Q Thompson rotating in there at the secondary as well some.
Coach, special teams often make a big difference in the game. Who's going to be kicking and punting and making returns for you this year?
Yeah, well, our kicker, Mason Wan, he's really come on. He worked at it, this summer, went to a couple camps, has really, really improved. So he's going to handle both our extra points and our kickoffs. Got a pretty strong leg. And so we're excited about it. He's been a pleasant surprise. He kicked the ball well in the scrimmage game. He was almost perfect on his PATs, and so if he can keep doing that and continue to improve, he's going to have a really good year. As far as punter, we got Curtis Smith, which is a dual threat guy. He has the ability to fakes and stuff like that, so teams are going to have to honor that. But he will be our punter. He punted for us last year, so those guys will handle those duties.
Coach, you won your scrimmage this past Thursday, 48-26 over Osceola. What were your takeaways from that game?
Well, I was pleased with how our offense executed. Obviously, we want to play with a little bit more tempo than we did last year. What we told our guys that, it doesn't matter how fast you go if you can't get first downs. You got to be able to execute, and to see them come out and execute at a high level against an opponent, it was pleasing to see. And then defensively, I thought our kids played hard. They made we made some mistakes, but as far as effort goes, they gave great effort. All the mistakes that were made are correctable. And I can see that group and our special teams in the same boat, just continuing to grow and get better as those guys even get more and more experience.
Coach, we play Mountain home tonight. What can you tell us about the Bombers?
Man, they got a really good football team. They return a quarterback, receivers that are experienced, and so they're going to be a challenge to slow down defensively. And then, for us offensively, it's going to be a challenge as well. They've got a defensive end, Robert Dover, who is one of the best players in their conference, and that's saying a lot with the teams that they're in there with. He'll be at defensive end or outside linebacker. And then they've got a nose guard, number 52, he's hard to handle. So that's going to be the biggest challenge for us up front. If we can give our quarterback time to throw the ball. I think there's some plays that can be made in the passing game, but I think it's all going to start up front. How well we play up front.
Coach, thank you for your time. Let's go out there and get a win for Raider Nation.
Let's do it. Go Raiders.
Raider pride, brother.
Go outside and play with Jonesboro Cycle and ATV. Jonesboro Cycle is your go-to for all your power sports needs, whether it be off-road, on-road, or on the wall. Check out their inventory of four-wheelers, side-by-sides, motorcycles, dirt bikes, cruisers, go-karts, scooters, personal watercrafts, boats, and even boat motors. Jonesboro Cycle is a 185,000 square foot motorsports mecca featuring all the name brands under one roof. Jonesboro Cycle and ATV on U.S. Highway 63 North in Bono and JonesboroCycle.com.
Need top-notch farming and lawn gear? Visit First Choice Farm and Lawn, your Kubota dealer in Brooklyn. We get your need for reliable equipment. That's why we offer precision Kubota machinery for any task. From seasoned farmers to green-thumbed homeowners, we are working to keep you working. Find your Kubota match at First Choice Farm and Lawn on Highway 49 in Brooklyn. Achieve your goals faster with our Kubota inventory and top-notch service. Call 870-790-2301 or drop by today. Your trusted Kubota dealer, First Choice Farm and Lawn.
Ship anything, anywhere at your #1 shipping source, Pack Mail in Jonesboro. Bring anything to Pack Mail, and they'll pack it, ship it, crate it, freight it, no matter how big, fragile, or awkwardly shaped. Since 1998, Pack Mail has been your #1 shipping source, the only authorized shipper of all the major carriers: UPS, FedEx, DHL, the Postal Service, and freight services, all in one store. At Pack Mail, you have choices. Here's Pack Mail Tim to tell us more.
Trey, we are the experts at finding solutions for even the most demanding shipping situations, and our experienced staff can help you choose the best option. So if you need to go to the post office, then FedEx, or all the way out to UPS terminal, and then get that international shipment to DHL, you can do it all in one fast, convenient, and friendly place. Pack Mail.
See, I told you, Pack Mail ships anything, anywhere, through any shipper. Pack Mail, voted the #1 printing, packaging, and shipping store in Jonesboro. Don't trust your shipping needs to just anybody. Trust Pack Mail. 361 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro. Ship anything, anywhere, today at Pack Mail.
You raised your family here, did every July 4th here, refinished the floors here twice, sized up your daughter's boyfriends here, waited in the doorway all day when your son was coming home on leave. This place has given you all you've dreamed of, and now it's giving again in the form of a gourmet kitchen and the quietest dishwasher known to man. Realize your dream with a home equity line of credit from Simmons Bank. Dreams realized. SimmonsBank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, subject to credit approval.
Every player on the football team has an important job so the team can reach its goal and success. Join our team at Lexicon right now and we'll help you reach your goals and success. Lexicon offers free on-the-job training through our own Lexicon University. We also offer competitive pay, a great healthcare plan, paid vacation, a sweet 401k plan, and more. Find out more at lexicon-inc.com/football.
And we welcome you back to the First National Bank pregame show here at Nettleton. We are doing the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem. So, Gavin, I tell you what, let's do. I feel like not a very good American not saying the pledge and singing the anthem. So, if we could, let's take a 3-minute break. Take a 3-minute break, and when we come back, we'll have the information about the Mountain Home Bombers and the starting lineups. Back in 3.
Jonesboro Clinic has served pediatric patients with specialty healthcare needs ranging from hearing loss to heart disease. Their doctors, nurses, and pediatric specialists combined with state-of-the-art telemedicine options means patients get the nationally ranked care Arkansas Children's Hospital is known for without driving to Little Rock. Bringing care close to your home to give kids more time to be kids is the Arkansas Children's commitment. Visit archildrens.org/NEA.
It's a mix and match special now at all Northeast Arkansas Domino's Pizza locations. Choose any 2 for $6.99 each for carry-out or delivery. How about a medium 2-topping pizza, oven-baked sandwich, pasta in a tin, loaded tots, Domino's stuffed cheesy bread, bread twists, marble brownies, and so much more. Switch it up for lunch or dinner for the whole gang. The mix and match special with any 2 for only $6.99 each for carry-out or delivery. Only at your Northeast Arkansas area Domino's Pizza locations.
Hey, dude, you won't believe it. We sold our house and we made a fortune.
No way. How'd you find out it was worth that much?
We used this awesome website, arhomevalue.com. It was a game changer. It's brought to you by Dustin White Realty. They know their stuff. Plus, arhomevalue.com is quick and easy to use.
Don't miss out on getting top dollar for your home. Go to arhomevalue.com today. Brought to you by Dustin White Realty. Top dollar for your home sale is just a click away. arhomevalue.com.
What started with our grandfather and continues in its 4th generation today, Glen Saint's history of quality sales, service, and strong personal relationships that have kept our customers and their families coming back for over 69 years.
From my grandpa to my dad to us, service after the sale is a big deal. Whether you're looking to buy a GMC, Chevrolet, Buick, or Ford, we look forward to serving you and your family for years to come.
Across Arkansas, Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville join you in cheering on our favorite teams. We applaud the extra effort from neighbors like you that make our local schools and activities an integral part of our community. Working as a team to help you reach your goals is a perfect game plan for success. The Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville, finally a bank in your corner. MeBanking.com, member FDIC.
Mom, I can't get my homework to upload.
Dad, my video game is froze again.
Babe, is our internet down again? I'm missing the big game.
Honey, I'm trying to make this online payment, but it just keeps buffering.
Get your life up to speed with high-speed internet from Empower Broadband. Empower's reliable service brings high-speed internet to even the most remote areas of Northeast Arkansas. With Empower Broadband, you can stream your favorite movies, video chat with loved ones, work from home without interruptions, and so much more. Empower Broadband. Life up to speed. For more info, visit empowerbroadband.com.
We welcome you back to the First National Bank pregame show of Nettleton Raider football on 101.3 Bob FM, part of the EAB Sports Network. We are about 6 minutes away from kickoff here on a toasty Raider field, 91 degrees here, 5.5 minutes before kickoff, and we are just about to take on the Mountain Home Bombers. Very tough opponent. Mountain Home, they compete in one of the toughest conferences in the state, the 6A West. Cade, that's a conference that boasts Pulaski Academy, Little Rock Christian, as well as perennial powerhouse Greenwood. I think you'd agree with me. That's a tough conference.
Very tough conference.
No doubt. And the Bombers, they had a tough time of it last season. They started the year 0-7 before rallying to make the playoffs with 3 straight wins to end the regular season. Then they beat Marion in the first round of the playoffs before losing to the eventual state champions, Pulaski Academy. They are returning 11 starters from that team, including their quarterback, Cade Yates, and next-level linebacker, Robert Dover. Last week, they beat Jonesboro in their scrimmage. And I'm telling you, anytime a team beats Jonesboro, they got my attention. The captains are on the field right now for Nettleton. That's Zach Davis and Q Thompson and Kylan Goodlow, the captains for the Raiders. These teams played last year, and Nettleton held on for a 49-39 win at Mountain Home. At one time, we were up by 28 points, but just as soon as the old TMC mentioned the 35-point mercy rule, the Bombers came storming back. The Raiders were up to the challenge, however, and we got the win, which made it 8 out of the last 9 over Mountain Home. This will be the last time we play Mountain Home for a while. Next season, we're going to replace them with our old friends from Truman on the schedule. But tonight, it is Nettleton versus Mountain Home. The coin is being flipped out there as we speak. And Cade, see if you can't keep up with who won while I tell you all about the starting lineups.
I think we're receiving.
Looks like the Raiders, well, actually, Mountain Home won the coin toss, and they deferred their option to the second half. So Nettleton will be receiving the opening kickoff, and if everything goes right, our offense will be on the field first. That's an offense that scored 48 points in the scrimmage against Osceola. And here are the starters for that offense. The quarterback is Maddox Hampton. He wears number 9, 5'11", 175 pounds. Threw for over 1,800 yards last year, 22 touchdowns, all conference. He was best under the sun's newcomer of the year, which is a tremendous honor. Cade, as an old quarterback yourself, you had to have been impressed with the way the Mad Dog run the offense last year.
I will say, watching the scrimmage, one thing I've noticed is Mad Dog is very comfortable going into his second year. Coach Wilson has done an excellent job, and it's dangerous whenever your quarterback's comfortable and can sit in the pocket, and it showed that last scrimmage. He was throwing that thing.
Yes, he was. His running back, the feature running back, starting running back, I should say, for the Raiders, is a sophomore, T.J. Brown, getting his first varsity start. This kid led the Raiders to a 10-0 record last year in junior high conference championship. He was a quarterback on that team. He's dynamic, man. He is a heck of an athlete, and he's going to be the running back tonight for starters. The wide receivers, what a tandem of wide receivers. This has got to make you wish you could go back out there and strap the helmet on, Kate. Curtis Smith, the playmaker, all-state, 21 touchdowns last year, all-purpose football player. Q Thompson, incredible speed demon, heck of a player. He had 10 touchdowns and 780 yards receiving last year. Caleb Tedder, the tight end, the workhorse, he's back. And Nigel Bell, he is a move-in, and, man, the coaches are raving about this guy. He's tall, he's athletic, he's fast, and you can bet he will be a target for the Mad Dog. That's some pretty good receivers, Cade.
I agree.
The line, go from left to right, left tackle, Ian Landrum. Left guard, Jerry Hudgens. The center is Zach Davis. Right guard, Cayman Gates. And the right tackle is Garrett Campbell. That was a very good offensive line last year. They lost a couple to graduation, Kylan Gates and Kobe Miller, both no longer with the team because they graduated. They fulfilled their eligibility. And so the returning starters are Ian Landrum, Zach Davis, and Garrett Campbell. Man, those guys did a fantastic job last year. And it's good to have 3 of your 5 guys back, especially your center.
Yep.
And Zach Davis, he did a really good job for him. Strong kid, benches 320, squats 525. That's considerably more than I can do. The defense, as the Raiders are busting through the Spirit line. They're wearing their white pants, gold jerseys, looking good tonight. The defensive starters on the line. Defensive end, junior A.D. Blackburn getting the start. He started last year at tight end played quite a bit at tight end, and he's getting the start on the defensive side of the ball this year. A.D. Blackburn. The defensive tackle is Danny Gary. He'll be wearing number 55 on his chest. That's Cobe Dirty's old number. That's a good number. Danny Gary, great young man. Jamarcus Johnson, the nose guard. Defensive end, Keon Stallings, and, man, the coaches are high on this kid. Keon is 6'2", 215, and he is a speed rusher on the outside. Looking forward to a great year from Keon Stallings. Linebackers, Tyler Craig, Cohen Liggins, Kylan Shelton, 3 outstanding, smart young linebackers. A couple of juniors in Tyler Craig and Cohen Liggins, and Kylan Shelton is a senior. The defensive secondary under the tutelage of Coach Alan Johnson, the defensive coordinator, former defensive back coach at ASU. Brendan Alexander, Isaac Black, the cornerbacks, and Kylan Goodlow and Kamarion Davis, the safeties. 6 returning starters on defense. We got 3 seniors, 7 juniors, 1 sophomore, and we are ready to get this thing underway. Mountain Home is set to kick off. Back deep for the Raiders is Q Thompson and Cortez Smith. And let's hope that Mountain Home has not got us scouted very good and they make the mistake of kicking it to one of those two guys. The Bombers' kicker is number 88, Kelso Hott. And he squibs it. It is picked up at the 31-yard line by Nettleton's number 32. That's Adrian Blackburn. Adrian looked like he downed the ball there. I mean, he must have stumbled, I guess.
Yeah.
And the Raiders are going to have pretty good field position. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the 32-yard line. Maddox Hampton, the junior quarterback, in the shotgun. We got 3 receivers split out right. And I believe that is downtown T.J. Brown in the backfield with him. He throws out to Q Thompson. Q is met immediately out there in the flats. It's going to be a tackle for a loss of 3. Very good play out there by the cornerback. That's Jacob Chenoweth. Well, he snuffed that right out. It's a loss of 3, 2nd and 13.
Tried to hit a little bubble route. Didn't get too far.
So 2nd and long for the Raiders. Maddox back in the gun. He's got T.J. Brown in the backfield with him. Q Thompson and Caleb Tedder spread to the left. Gives to Cortez Smith. Cortez in motion, and he is knocked down in the backfield for another loss. This Mountain Home Bomber defense, 2 plays, 2 tackles for losses. It's going to be 3rd down and 16 for the Raiders.
I would say we look for a shot right here.
I would say so. That's one area I think we can make some hay is our outside receivers. Mad Dog dropping straight back, looking downfield. The pass is knocked away, incomplete. Good play over there by number 41, Caden Del Soto. And the Raiders in their first offensive series of the year are going to be 3 and out.
It's okay.
On to punt will be Cortez Smith. Back deep for the Bombers is number 22. That is Jet Hannaford. Cortez awaits the snap. It's a good one from Clark Phillips. He booms a high, short punt, takes a Mountain Home Bomber bounce. We're going to have to jump on it. Brendan Alexander does. It landed at about the 48-yard line, and it rolled back to the 41, the Raider 41, and that's where Mountain Home will set up shop 1st and 10. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way.
It did it.
Would have loved to have gotten a Nettleton Raider bounce on that one, but it went in the direction of the bad guys. And now then the Nettleton Raider defense makes their first appearance of this regular season here in week 0. Cade Yates, very talented quarterback in the gun. He's got a running back there with him. Trips left, and he's looking left. Pass is complete to number 17. He's got some positive yardage. He falls forward after a gain of 7. It's going to be 2nd down and 3. That's Anthony Milborn on the reception for the Bombers. They're coming out firing. Ball is on the Nettleton 34-yard line after that gain of 7. Yates in the backfield to pass. This time he passes to the right. It's nearly intercepted. He hit Cohen Liggins right in the numbers, and I think Cohen was surprised that the ball was right to him. He wasn't able to grab the interception. Incomplete pass, and it's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Bombers.
That's one of those where it was too easy.
He had too much time to think about it maybe. 3rd down and 3. Music starts bumping. Raider Nation getting into it here. It's definitely 4-down territory, I would say, but this is a key play. And we've got some movement on the defensive line. I believe that's going to be offsides against the Raiders. That was Keon Stallings that jumped off. That's an aggressive young man. And, boy, you want him to be aggressive. That time he was just a little bit too aggressive, and after the penalty, it's a 1st down. Mountain Home, boy, they're moving fast. They were quicker than the chain gang, so they got a play started, but the referees whistled it dead. You gotta let them get the ball set.
Yep.
But you can tell Coach Steve Airy is wanting to go fast here on this first possession. 1st and 10 at the Raider 29-yard line for the Bombers. We're scoreless here in the first quarter. There was a whistle that blew before the snap. Let's see what that's about. Still haven't seen any indication. Not a flag, but we're going to play some football here. Now it's 1st and 10 on the 29. Mountain Home. Yates back to pass again. He's looking deep down the right sideline. It is incomplete on the defense for the Raiders, making some very good coverage. That's Isaac Black. Good job by number 21, Isaac Black, getting the start tonight. He had the man covered like a blanket. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Bombers on the 29. Running back is Chris Hubbard for Mountain Home. He's a 200-pounder, and boy, they say he's tough to bring down. He hasn't touched the ball yet, though. It's been all passes. 2nd down to 10. He gives it to Hubbard. Hubbard running left side. He breaks a tackle, and he has a gain of about 9 yards before he is tripped up right about the Raider 20-yard line. That's where it's going to be 2nd down and 1 for the Bombers.
They are rolling.
They are rolling fast. Makes it hard for a color commentator to get anything in. Hubbard up the middle. He lunges forward for a gain of a couple. He's got the 1st down. They're going to move the chains, and now they are in the red zone. The Bombers are in the red zone here in this scoreless game. 0-0. 2nd drive of the game here in the first quarter. It's going to be 1st and 10 on the Raiders 17-yard line. Yates and Hubbard in the backfield for the Bombers. He gives to Hubbard. Hubbard running right up the middle. He's got some running room. He's inside the 10. He's brought down about the 8. At the 8-yard line, and it's going to be 1st down and goal to go for Mountain Home. Actually, correction, it's going to be 2nd down and 1. 2nd down and 1. Rolling to his right is Yates, firing to the end zone. It is incomplete. Incomplete.
Their tight end was wide open. They missed it.
And that's good for the Raiders. He tried to hit Carter Adkins, the very well thought of around Mountain Home wide receiver. Brings up 3rd down and 1 for Mountain Home. They're on the Raider 8-yard line, their first drive of the game, of this scoreless game. They give to Hubbard. Hubbard up the middle, finds the end zone. That's a touchdown, an 8-yard touchdown for Hubbard, and Mountain Home is up 6-0.
Mr. Miller?
Yes, sir.
They are moving fast.
They are moving very fast, no doubt about it.
One thing I'm not used to seeing Mountain Home do either is a lot of motions, usually slow pace, run the ball down your throat, but they're fast tempo and motioning, sprint outs.
Low snap. The kick, however, is good through the uprights. That is number 88. PAT is good. And so with 9:14 remaining in the first quarter, Mountain Home strikes first. They lead Nettleton 7-0. We will be back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Back in 30.
Valley View High School Athletics is brought to you by Gateway Tire and Service Center and Toyo Tires. Where there's always one thing you can count on, we go the distance for you. Before you hit the road for a trip across country or across town, drop by Gateway Tire and Service Center and check out the great deals on Toyo Tires. Whether it's tires or auto repair, you can always count on one thing. At Gateway Tire and Toyo Tires, we go the distance for you. At Gateway Tire in Jonesboro, we go the distance for you.
7-0 Bombers, 9:14 remaining in the first quarter. Mountain Home with a very impressive drive, about 41 yards covered. I don't know, maybe 8 plays, I guess, maybe not even that many. They mainly did it through the air, but at the end they finished it off with a 8-yard touchdown run by number 25, Hubbard, Chris Hubbard. Now then Mountain Home on to kickoff. They have a 7-0 lead. It's a short kick, hits the guy on the front. Oh my gosh, it's a loose ball. I think Nettleton has it. They hit one of the guys in the front line. It was not an onside kick. It was more of a squib. The Raiders do come up with it. And I believe that's David Weesey that came up with the ball. So Nettleton will take over 1st and 10 on the 40. You hate to see a ball squirting around like that on a kickoff.
Make you nervous.
Makes you nervous for sure. The Mad Dog in the shotgun. He's got Downtown T.J. Brown in the backfield with him. He gives to downtown T.J. Brown, runs right side, gains, we'll call it 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. It's our first look at T.J. Brown, the sophomore running back. 2nd down and 7 for the Raiders. They got 3 receivers to the left. In motion is Caleb Tedder. Gives to T.J. Brown again, and the play is whistled dead.
Brown again on the carry.
A little bit of shoving, a little extracurricular activity going on out there, and they throw a flag. So that's going to be some type of unsportsmanlike conduct. Let's hope it goes against the bad guys. The Bombers have a 7-0 lead, and Nettleton does not need to be backed up. They were 3 and out on their first drive. Let's see what the call is. And Kate, I hope you are pretty good at referees' signals and whatnot. All right, it's false start against the Raiders. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty and a repeat of down. And then after the play, dead ball, it's unsportsmanlike conduct against Mountain Home. So that'll be a 15-yard penalty, and it should be a first down. Let's see where they mark it off. That should be a 15-yard penalty. It should be 1st and 10 Raiders on the 50. Actually, it's all the way down into Mountain Home territory at the 43-yard line.
At the Mountain Home 47-yard line.
Correction, 47-yard line. Mountain Home 47-yard line. Maddox Hampton passes to Q Thompson. Q Thompson's got some running room. He's got all kind of real estate. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. He's got the afterburners on. Q Thompson into the end zone. Touchdown, Q Thompson. Touchdown, Raiders. 47-yard strike from Maddox Hampton to Q Thompson.
That's what the doctor ordered. That was a quick hitter. It's number 3, Q Thompson. He is pretty fast, Mr. Miller.
Yes, he is, I would say, the fastest guy on the team. 10 touchdowns last year, and, man, he's picking right up where he left off. As Mason Warren out to attempt the extra point, man, he did a good job in the scrimmage. This time it's blocked, and so the extra point is no good. So with 8:35 remaining in the first quarter. Your score is Mountain Home 7, Nettleton 6. Back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on 101.3 Bob FM, part of the EAB Sports Network.
This is Keith Baird with the Baird Auto Group. There's nothing that brings our communities together like high school sports. No matter what the scoreboard says, it's a winning feeling just to be a part of it. At Baird, we want you to have the feeling anytime you come into one of our dealerships. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Don't buy anywhere else until you shop at Baird location near you. Don't get a bad deal, get a Baird deal. Because why pay more?
Saving service, great selection too. Baird does it all for you.
Welcome you back. Welcome you back to Raider Field, where the Mountain Home Bombers have a 7-6 lead over the Nettleton Raiders. Nettleton was 3 and out on their first possession. They punted it away, gave a short field to Mountain Home, and they quickly scored a touchdown, making it 7-0. Nettleton just answered. Maddox Hampton, a 47-yard touchdown pass to the cat quick Q Thompson. The PAT looked like a low snap, and they weren't able to get a good chance at the kick. It was low and blocked, and so 7-6 is the score. Mason Wan kicks it deep to the right side, fielded at the 10-yard line. Mountain Home will get a return. Chenoweth is hit, stays on his feet, tries to slip another tackle, and he is knocked down.
We got to wrap up.
Got to wrap up. He's knocked down by Jordan Simmons. And it's going to be 1st and 10 after a nice, I guess that's about a 27-yard return by Chenoweth. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Mountain Home on their own 37-yard line. Yeah, you said it right. There was a couple of good hits on him, but
just trying to hit him hard.
Yep. I would say that's probably something in the early season that's a struggle for teams is tackling. And the Raiders showed it that time on that return. Mountain Home back to work, and I believe they had some movement on the line. That's going to be a false start against Mountain Home. That was Easton Ford, the junior offensive line, junior right tackle. He's working against Keon Stallings, and he was trying to get a little bit of a head start there and jumped early, so it's going to be a first down and 15 for Mountain Home. Yates back to pass. He's throwing left sideline, incomplete.
Good coverage.
Good coverage there. It's Kylan Goodlow and, of course, Raider linebacker number 44, Cohen Liggins, hustling over to on the coverage. It's going to be second down and 15. This Yates kid's got a good arm, Cade.
He does. Pretty ball.
Got a good first name, too, Cade Yates. He's back to pass again. Actually gives to the running back. He's hit immediately in the backfield, shucks a couple of tackles. He's getting some positive yardage. He is across the first down marker right at midfield before he's knocked out of bounds over there by Cohen Liggins. It's going to be a first down at midfield, right at the 50-yard line. And, boy, that was a missed opportunity there by the Raider defense.
Cade and Newsom had him behind the line of scrimmage and just couldn't hold on to him.
This kid's slippery. This Hubbard, he's a good running back. Mountain Home moving fast. Hubbard again running left side, finds the edge and gets a first down. That's going to be a gain of about 11 as he falls forward past the first down marker. And they're going to be moving the chain. Just Mountain Home offense, they move fast, and right now they're moving effectively.
Right now we're struggling to get set on the defensive line side.
First and 10 Mountain Home at the Raider 39-yard line. Yates and Hubbard in the backfield. Three receivers spread wide to the right. They're going to throw. Now then he pulls up, rolling right side. It is complete in the flats, tackled by Cohen Liggins. Cohen wraps him up immediately. That's number 2, Carter Adkins with the reception. And it's going to be a short gain for Mountain Home. It'll bring up second down, and we'll call it second down and a long 8. Yates in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, and a whistle. The play is whistled dead before it can begin. That's a false start against Mountain Home.
Nice.
That helps. So instead of second and 8, it's going to be second down and 13. Second and 13 for the Bombers. Cade Yates, and it looks like he's got Barrett Miller in the backfield with him, a new running back. Cade Yates, Barrett Miller. You put those names together, and you got something special. Yates to pass. It is complete. Left side. Going to be a gain of about 4. Shoestring tackle over there by Cohen Liggins. Cohen is really, he's defending well sideline to sideline. It'll be a gain of about 6. It'll bring up third down and 9 for the Mountain Home Bombers.
Say Cohen, he saved a pretty big play right there if he didn't get that tackle.
Cohen started last year as a sophomore. The coaches are very high on this young man. Incredibly intelligent young man. Nettleton takes a timeout. We'll take it with him. 6:38 to play in the first quarter. The score is Mountain Home 7, Nettleton 6. Back in 60 seconds, Raider football on NTV.
Trouble getting the trailer you need? Silverline Trailers, the largest trailer retailer in the USA, has the perfect solution for you. Guaranteed approval. No credit check required. Get the quality trailer you need at a price you can afford. With over 3,500 trailers available and more coming in daily, we'll find the perfect trailer for you. And at Silverline, we're always looking to hire good people. Visit our website, silverlinetrailer.com, for a location near you. You can stop by our Jonesboro location today at 3711 Stadium Boulevard or call 870-203-0000. Silverline Trailers, your trusted trailer retailer.
Hi, this is Bob Moore with More Air Conditioning. AC issues in the summer interrupt your life in more ways than one. We're here to help. When you need your air conditioning repaired, you need it fast. Get More Assurance with the More same-day guarantee. We'll send a licensed, trained, and background check technician to your home the same day you call, or you don't pay a service fee. That's the More Assurance guarantee. Creating comfort one home at a time. 870-336-2023.
You deserve more. Don't settle for less.
Third down and 9 for Mountain Home. They lead Nettleton 7-6 here in the first quarter. Yates gives to Hubbard, tries to break a tackle, but he is going to be brought down in the backfield by a multitude of Raiders, a whole host of Raiders. Let's see who all is in. Let's call some names. Who all is in on that stop? Q Hollis was in on it. David Weesey was in on it. It's going to be fourth down and 11 for Mountain Home. and they are going to go for it. 4th and 11, and the play is whistled dead. I don't know if Nettleton, Mountain Home actually called a timeout. We'll take that timeout with them. It's 6:13 to play in the first quarter. Your score is Mountain Home 7, Nettleton 6. And we will be back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on 101.3 Bob FM, part of the EAB Sports Network.
Now at Plaza Tire Service, buy 3 Kumo mud tires and get 1 free. That's right, buy 3, get 1 free on in-stock Kumo Road Venture MT71 tires at Plaza Tire Service. Catch this unbeatable deal to get your truck or SUV ready for the fall with a great set of Kumo mud tires. Plus, you can make the purchase easy on your budget with a Plaza Tire Service credit card or our no credit needed financing options. Save big on in-stock sets of aggressive go-anywhere Kumo Road Venture mud tires for a limited time, exclusively at Plaza Tire Service.
Welcome back to Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. Craig Miller and Cade Carter high above a very hot Raider field. We are in the NEA Baptist broadcast position at Raider Field. NEA Baptist, healthcare for the next century. The Raiders trail the Bombers of Mountain Home by 1 point. The score is Mountain Home 7, Nettleton 6, 6:13 to play in the first quarter. It's 4th down and 11. Mountain Home had their offense out, but it looks like they're going to punt now. The punter is standing at the 49-yard line of Mountain Home.
We have nobody back.
We have nobody back, and I guess they're just going to take their chances wherever the ball rolls. Hopefully it'll roll into the end zone. The punt is a good one. It lands at the 5 and it rolls into the Raider end zone, and that's a good break for the Raiders right there. That'll be a touchback, and the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20. I was afraid they might have pinned us on that one.
That would have been bad.
I tell you, if Bray Brooks was punting, he would have done that. He would have pinned them. That was one of the greatest punters in Nettleton history. Cole Morgan, another great punter for the Raiders. He was known to pin people like that. But that ball took a Mountain Home bounce, but it worked out good for the Raiders as it landed about the 7-yard line and it rolled into the end zone. The Raiders will have 1st and 10 on the 20, and it looks like there is an official's timeout on the field for a water break. So I'll tell you what, let's do. We'll take a 30-second break, and when we come back, we'll have more of the first quarter. 6:06 to play in the first quarter. Mountain Home 7, Nettleton 6. Back in 30 seconds. More Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
Hello, I'm estate planning and elder law attorney Chad Oldham. More and more often today, I hear clients tell me that the only thing golden about the golden years is that it takes all the gold to grow old. Don't be a victim of rising healthcare and nursing home costs. Be prepared. Have a plan. Contact us today to find out how we help our clients protect and preserve assets for family and future generations. The Oldham Law Firm, 603 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro, or visit us on the web at oldhamlawfirm.com.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. 6:06 to play in the first quarter. The score is Mountain Home 7, Nettleton 6. Nettleton, the defense just forced a punt, and Nettleton will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Good to see Terry and Neal in the house, Carter. Carter Cade. He is Terry and one of the greatest linebackers in Nettleton history. He may be the best. I mean, he was phenomenal.
The hardest it ever took was in practice against him.
That's no fun, man. That's no fun. Nettleton's offense on the field. Maddox Hampton in the shotgun, and that's downtown T.J. Brown in the backfield with him. He gives to downtown T.J. Brown. He makes a cut. He's across the 30-yard line, and that's going to be a Raider first down. Boy, that was a good cut there by T.J.
Got his balance. His feet moving.
Got the cowbells going. 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the 30-yard line. Again, they give to downtown T.J. Brown right up the middle. This time he doesn't find a crease, and he falls forward, however, for some positive yardage. We'll call it a gain of 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 for the Raiders on their own 33-yard line. 2nd down and 7 for Maddox Hampton
I would look for a hitch
and the Raiders.
to number 8 down here.
Okay, you're calling it. Cade Carter's calling a hitch for number 8. That's Kylan Goodlow, near side. That's exactly what they threw. 18, rather. It's Nigel Bell. It's not Kylan Goodlow. That's Nigel Bell. Nigel, the pass is complete, and he twists his way forward to a Raider first down. He's brought down at about the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 Raiders. Good run after the catch by Nigel Bell. The Raiders playing up-tempo. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Maddox Hampton gives to, that's Xavier Harrell. Xavier still on his feet. battling forward. Man, he got hit after about 2 yards, but he kept those legs pumping, and it's going to be a gain of about 5. We'll call it 2nd down and 5 for the Raiders. Xavier Harrell with a good, strong run there.
We should have a screen right here.
2nd down and 5. Well, you called that last play. A little hitch to Nigel Bell. Let's see if Cade is 2 for 2 on his predictions. Instead, the play is whistled dead.
That was about to be a touchdown. We had a fake screen
It's going
set
to
up.
be false start against the Raiders, so instead of 2nd down and 5, it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Early in the season, a lot of times you'll see that.
Yep.
You'll see a lot of penalties. 4:42 to play in the first quarter. The score is Mountain Home 7, Nettleton 6. Maddox Hampton in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers split wide right. I believe that's Xavier Harrell in the backfield with him. Screen pass to Curtis Smith. Man, he's hit immediately over there by Jacob Chenoweth. He sniffed that thing right out, Cade, and that's going to be a loss of about 4. Good play by Chenoweth.
Yep. We're going to have to pick up some yards right here to get first down.
Yep, 3rd down and 15. That's the 2nd time Chenoweth has made a tackle for a loss out there in the flats. He's a good cornerback, man. He's a good defender.
Cortez has to come out for a play. That hurts. We want him out here.
Absolutely. He's the playmaker. Maddox Hampton in the gun, and play is whistled dead. It's a timeout, Mountain Home. We'll take that timeout with him, a 30-second break. With 3:53 remaining in the first quarter, your score is Mountain Home 7, Nettleton 6. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
What does better mean to you? Maybe it's better services, better support, better ways to build a life or buy a home or run a business. First Security is your partner for it all, with resources and solutions that make a difference for you and others. That's because First Security takes care of customers while building communities. Better for you, better for Arkansas, better for all. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Mountain Home 7, Nettleton 6. 3:53 to play in the first quarter. 3rd and 15 for the Raiders. Ball on their own 40-yard line. Maddox Hampton in the shotgun. He's got Nigel Bell and Q Thompson spread wide left. 2 receivers to the right as well. Mad Dog looks back to the sideline, gets the play. Pass complete to Q Thompson at the 35. Q looking for some running room. Makes a couple of guys miss. Stiff arms, and he is brought down just shy of the 40-yard line. A lot of running, not much gaining, and it's going to be 4th down and 15 for the Raiders.
Sometimes you just got to get what you can get.
Raiders needed 15, and they did not get it, and so it will be Curtis Smith out to punt. 2nd time that the Raiders have punted here in this first quarter. 3:20 and ticking. Mountain Home leads 7-6. Hannaford back deep. Yeah, it is a good punt. It is. Takes a Nettleton bounce. It's fielded at the 10-yard line. Good block down there, and number 22 on the return, Jet Hannaford. And it's going to be 1st and 10 Mountain Home at the Mountain Home at their own 25-yard line. Looks like there's a flag on the play. Danny Gary, the Raider who made the stop, flag on the play. That might have been an illegal block in the back down there.
That's what I'm thinking. Hopefully.
So that will be, blocking the back against Mountain Home. And they're going to be bringing this back. I believe that's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. The penalty happened probably about the 15. If my math is right, be at the 5-yard line. Actually, shows you how good at math I am. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 15. I was only 10 yards off. And so Mountain Home will start this drive at their own 10. 3:02 to play in the first quarter. Your score is Mountain Home 7, Nettleton 6. Yates, the quarterback. Boy, he is a dandy. Hubbard, the running back in the backfield with him. Receiver in motion. He tucks it, runs it, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield.
25.
Tackle for a loss by Q Hollis. Man, Coach Alan Johnson is really high on this kid. Q Hollis, number 25. He's a sophomore defensive end, and he has a gain of 1. 2nd down and 9 after the quarterback keeper was foiled by Hollis. Back to pass again is Yates. Looking left side, it's complete over in the flats, and a 1st down as Carter Adkins made a couple of Raiders miss, and
good throw.
Yeah, very good throw, good play, 1st down, Bombers. They are at their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Less than 2:30 to play in the first quarter. Mountain Home with a 1-point lead. 7-6 is the score. Yates back to pass, and this one's incomplete. Intended for number 36, Corin Morris, is incomplete. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Just a little 5-yard out. Should let him a little bit too far. But we'll take that.
We will take it for sure. It stops the clock with 2:18 in the first quarter. Mountain Home, 2nd down and 10 from their own 30. They give to Hubbard. He's hit in the backfield by a couple of Raiders, number 25 and number 6. That's Q Hollis once again, and Tyler Craig with the stop. And that's going to be a loss of a few. Tackle for a loss. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 for Mountain Home. Good play by that Raider defensive line. Mountain Home playing quick tempo. 3rd down and 11. Yates back to pass. It is complete, and a 1st down for the Bombers. He is in Nettleton territory. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 45 of the Raiders. That's Jet Hannaford with an outstanding run after the catch.
That was a great play call. Just a little slant over the middle.
Boy, he hit him in stride, and he flat chewed up some yardage. 1st and 10 for the Bombers at the Raider 35. They give to Hubbard, and boy, he is stopped immediately by that Raider defensive front. I believe that was Keon Stallings, the first Raider there on to make the stop. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 for Mountain Home.
The right tackle had to come out. Easton Ford, his helmet came off.
Second down and 8 for the Mountain Home Bombers, who lead Nettleton 7-6 here in the waning moments of the first quarter. Pass is complete to the tight end, number 36. He's got a 1st down. He's tackled over there on the far sideline by Kamarion Davis, the sophomore defensive back. 1st down for Mountain Home. They have the ball on the Raider 31-yard line. Less than a minute to play in the first quarter. 7-6 Mountain Home the score. Cade Yates in the shotgun. Miller in the backfield with him. Yates to pass to the right flat. It is complete, but he's tackled immediately by Nettleton's Kamarion Davis. Got a flag on the play. And the man in the white hat looking up here, it's against Mountain Home, a personal foul against Mountain Home. Didn't know exactly what he did.
I didn't see it.
But it's against Mountain Home, and it's going to back them up 15 yards, I would assume. Still going to be 1st down for Mountain Home. Instead of being on the 30, it should be on the 45-yard line, the Raider 45-yard line. Yes, it's 1st down and 25 for Mountain Home on the Raider 46-yard line. So that's a good break for the Raiders. Nettleton trails 7-6, 43 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Back to pass is Yates. Stumbles a little bit. He's under pressure. He is sacked. Quarterback sack, Keon Stallings and A.D. Blackburn. They put the old Malachi crunch on the quarterback, and now it is 3rd down and a country mile for Mountain Home.
Got a flag. Might be a celebration.
Oh, boy. You don't want to see that. Maybe a little excessive celebration by the Raiders. Let's see. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against Nettleton. Dadgummit. Well, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and I hope it's not an automatic 1st down. If it is, that's a devastating penalty. It's not, according to the chain gang anyway. Instead of 3rd and a country mile, now it's 3rd and about 18. So
Got a little excited.
Got a little excited. It was a good play by the defensive line, but we got to not make those types of mistakes, especially against a good team like Mountain Home. 22 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Mountain Home leads Nettleton 7-6. It's 3rd down and 18 at the Nettleton 39-yard line. The Mountain Home quarterback back to pass is complete to number 22. He is battling for the first down, but he stopped short. He is stopped short, about maybe 2 or 3 yards short. That is number 22, Jet Hannaford. And it's going to be 4th down for Mountain Home, but it is 4th down and gettable after a nice gain. It's going to be 4th down and 3 for Mountain Home. And have a timeout on the field. I don't know if that's a Mountain Home timeout. Actually, that's the end of the first quarter. That's what that is. I was all involved, and I missed the end of the quarter. We'll take a 60-second break. At the end of the first quarter, your score is Mountain Home 7, Nettleton 6. Back in 60, more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document systems dealer in Jonesboro. That's right, since 1965, Forrest Office Machines has provided dependable office equipment and reliable service. We follow the equipment journey through all kinds of changes and developments, always on the cutting edge, whatever that is. And our partnership with Sharp Document Systems means we offer the very latest, most dependable equipment. And Forrest is the only office equipment dealer that when you need supplies, you can walk in our store and get it. When you need it fixed, you can call us.
This is Barry Forrest. My family's been taking care of equipment needs of businesses just like yours since 1965. I would love to work for you today.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document system dealer at 1005 G Street in Jonesboro. 932-7852. 932-7852. Call Forrest Office Machines today.
Second quarter about to get underway here. Mountain Home 4th and 4. They give it up the middle, and I believe he's got the first down. Hubbard needed 4. He got about 7. 1st and 10, Mountain Home. They lead Nettleton 7-6. And, boy, that's they had them 3rd and a country mile. Unsportsmanlike conduct. That's the main thing that hurt us. But Mountain Home, they just keep on charging. They give to Hubbard. Hubbard running right side. He is hit, but he changes direction, keeps moving forward. He's inside the 10-yard line.
Your yards after contact have got to be pretty high tonight.
It's going to be 2nd down and a long 3, maybe 2nd down and 4. Ball inside the Raider 10-yard line. Mountain Home up 7-6. They give the quarterback keeper, and he is into the end zone, but I believe they're going to call him down at the 1-yard line. It'll be 1st down and goal to go from the 1 for Mountain Home as Yates tried to do it himself. It's whistle is blown the play dead. Flag on the play. It's going to be offsides against Nettleton. It was 1st down and goal to go from about the 1-yard line, so that'll be about a 6-inch penalty. Yeah. Is that right? 6-inch penalty. 1st down and goal to go from inside the 1 now. Half the distance to the goal.
Oh.
Was an early snap. They give it to Hubbard, and Hubbard is in for the touchdown. Mountain Home now up 13-6.
Well, what's his name, number 25?
Yep, that's Hubbard.
He's carrying the rock.
Yep, he's a good player. No doubt about it.
Yep.
So Mountain Home leads 13-6. Brand new scoreboard at Raider Field. It has not been updated yet. Maybe they're trying to figure it out over there. Sometimes, yeah, there we go, 13-6.
Look at this formation.
It's a kind of a weird swinging gate type formation that Mountain Home has got going. They're going to kick the extra point, it appears. Their kicker, number 88, Hott, is in to kick. Interior linemen are in position. Everybody else is spread out wide to the left. Now they're counting to make sure they got enough guys on the field. Yates is the holder. Now then they The swinging gate swings, and it's going to be offsides against Nettleton. So that'll be half the distance to the goal, which will make the kick. It's just, let's be honest, that's an inconsequential penalty right there. What's the difference between?
They might go for 2 right here.
They may do it. And it's not an inconsequential penalty after all. It's they're not going to kick it. They're going to try to go for it. Go for 2. And Nettleton is going to call a timeout to talk it over. With 11:07 to play in the second quarter, your score is Mountain Home 13, Nettleton 6, back in 30 with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
What does better mean to you? Maybe it's better services, better support, better ways to build a life or buy a home or run a business. First Security is your partner for it all, with resources and solutions that make a difference for you and others. That's because First Security takes care of customers while building communities. Better for you, better for Arkansas, better for all. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. We're in the second quarter at Raider Field. The score is Mountain Home 13, Nettleton 6. Mountain Home with a 7-point lead. They just scored on about a half of a foot touchdown run by Hubbard. We're going to go for the PAT kick, but after a penalty against the Raiders, an offsides penalty, they're going to go for it. Yates, and he gets in. Yates with the 2-point conversion is good, running right side, and that makes the score 15-6 with 11:07 to play in the second quarter. We will be back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Smokehouse Barbecue on Johnson at Hilltop and on Main Street across from Jonesboro High School. Now, I'm from Memphis and I know barbecue, but there are people from Memphis that travel to Jonesboro to sample, taste, and enjoy Demo's Barbecue. No kidding, they come from Memphis, so no need to go anywhere else. Right here, the best barbecue is at Demo's. Any of the ribs, any of the plates, you can enjoy it all at Demo's Smokehouse Barbecue. My mouth is watering.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Craig Miller, Cade Carter coming at you live from the NEA Baptist broadcast position at Raider Field. Healthcare for the next century. It's a hot night at Nettleton, 89 degrees out there.
That's a good number.
Some say best temperature ever, 89 degrees. It's not a good temperature for high school football. So far, I've not seen any cramps. So shout out to the coaches for keeping the guys hydrated through the week. It's a steamy night in August, week 0, and Mountain Home has a 15-6 lead over the Raiders.
Us missing that field goal and them getting a 2-point conversion makes it a 2-possession game, which is not good, but
there's a lot of game to play.
There is a lot of game to play.
Mountain Home's hot to kick off for Mountain Home. That's kind of a strange-looking kickoff formation. He kicks it deep and into the end zone. The ball was kicked at the 45-yard line. It's going to be a touchback. I guess there was a penalty that I didn't see that they measured off on the kickoff. Cortez Smith caught the ball in the end zone, right about the final end on Nettleton in the end zone. So Nettleton will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. We're in the second quarter, 11:05 to play. Your score is Mountain Home 15, Nettleton 6. The Mad Dog Maddox Hampton in the shotgun. He's got Harrell in the backfield with him. And a flag. It's going to be a false start against the Raiders. First game, and it looks like it right now, Cade. A lot of false starts, a lot of offsides penalties, a lot of mistakes. First down and 15 for the Raiders. Maddox Hampton back to pass. It's complete to the playmaker, Cortez Smith. Cortez across the 25. He's still on his feet. He's still on his feet across the 30, the 35. He makes somebody miss across the 40. Big-time run after the catch by Cortez Smith. He's out of bounds at about the Nettleton 43-yard line, and there's a flag after the play. First down Raiders, and let's see if we don't add some more after it.
He picked up 20 yards after he got hit the first time.
He sure did. They call him the playmaker for a reason. That was a heck of a play by the All-State Cortez Smith. Let's see what that flag was all about after the play was over with. Personal foul. Targeting against Mountain Home. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. And boy, that's
pretty big.
That's the end result of that is a big-time gain for the Raiders. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the Mountain Home 43-yard line. Correction, 42-yard line. Maddox Hampton in the gun. He's got 3 receivers spread out wide left. Tedder in motion. Right up the middle, that's downtown T.J. Brown. Good burst of speed by downtown, and he's down to the 30-yard line. That's going to be a first down Raiders after a gain of 11 for the super sophomore T.J. Brown.
Shout out to Landrum. I saw a pancake.
I love it. Ian Landrum.
Yep.
The left tackle for the Raiders. Very cerebral young man. He just might be your valedictorian. First down and 10 for the Raiders. Maddox Hampton dropping straight back to pass. Looking downfield. It is incomplete, nearly intercepted down there by Chenoweth. He was trying to hit the playmaker. Good defense there by Chenoweth, and honestly, we're fortunate that was not an interception.
There was some pressure. He got hit pretty hard.
Mad Dog is up and behind center in the shotgun. 2nd down and 10 from the Bomber 30. The Raiders trail 15-6 here in the second quarter. 10:21 to play in the second quarter. Your score is Mountain Home 15, Nettleton 6. Nettleton trying to
should have a hitch.
Carve into that lead. It is complete. Hitch route to the playmaker, Cortez Smith. He's he's wrestled out of bounds at about the 22-yard line of the Bombers. It's going to be a gain of 9. 3rd down and 1 for the Raiders.
Maddox is a receiver.
Cortez Smith. And I guess what you'd call that wildcat.
Yep.
Wild Raider formation. Cortez Smith, the quarterback on this play. Cortez is going to run it up the middle, hitting the backfield. He's going to lose some. Nice tackle there by number 39, Robert Dover. Boy, he's a next-level talent, Robert Dover. It was 3rd and 1, but we lost 3. Now it's going to be 4th down and 4. Boy, I like the play call.
I do.
Give it to Cortez. He'll get you 1 yard 99 times out of 100. But there's a D1 talent out there in Robert Dover, and he made an outstanding tackle for a loss.
Sometimes you just got to tip your cap.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes it ain't the X's and O's, it's the Jimmies and Joes. And Robert Dover, he's a heck of a player. 4th and 4, the Raiders are going to go for it. Maddox Hampton in the backfield, pistol formation. He's going to pass. The pass is, incomplete, and it's a turnover on downs. Intended for Cortez Smith, and turnover on downs. Mountain Home will take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. They lead the Raiders 15-6 with 9:33 to play in the second quarter.
Promising, but just can't finish.
Didn't finish that time for sure, and that would have been nice to have gotten some points out of that drive. Yeah. As you mentioned earlier, it's a 2-possession game right now. Mountain Home with a 9-point lead with 9:33 to play in the second quarter. You know what now would be a good time for, Cade?
What is that?
One of them there turnovers. Let's see if the Raider defense can't dial one up here. Nettleton with the 4-man front. Yates to pass. It is complete, 32-yard line. Wrestled down over there by Isaac Black, but not before a gain of 7. It's going to be 2nd down and 3 for the Bombers. They give to Hubbard. Hubbard has the first down running right side. He's brought down by Keon Stallings, but he's in Nettleton territory at the 49-yard line, and that's a big gain for Hubbard, a first down for the Bombers. They're moving those chains. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Both teams are playing fast tonight. Yates gives to Hubbard in the backfield, and he's got more positive yardage running left side. Cohen Liggins and Isaac Black on the stop for the Raiders. He makes it down to the Raider 40-yard line. That's a gain of 9. It's going to be 2nd down and 1.
Got to find an answer for Hubbard.
Pass complete. Actually incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver over on the far sideline. That is Anthony Milburn. So it'll be 3rd down and 1. You thought that might have been a pick there.
He threw it up slowly. I thought we were going to get a break on it, but.
And Isaac Black remaining on the ground over there. Let's hope Isaac is all right. He's still sitting down. I was talking to the referee. I think Isaac may be cramping over there. Yeah, officials timeout. Isaac Black, he's all right, Raider Nation. He just got a cramp. I guess it's 8:39 to play here in the second quarter, and this is the first cramp that I've seen on a night when at kickoff it was 91 degrees. Hot and humid night at Raider Field. It's going to be a lot of what we're seeing out there right now. Isaac Black, the starting cornerback for the Raiders, he is getting attended to by the staff from St. Bernard Sports Medicine. The score is 15 for Mountain Home, 6 for the Raiders. 8:39 to play in the first quarter. While they work on Isaac on the far sideline, we'll take a 30-second break. Back with more Raider football on NTV 101.3 Bob FM, part of the EAB Sports Network. Back in 30.
An old appliance or remodeling your whole kitchen, the appliances you need are right around the corner with GE Appliances at Tucker's Appliance Superstore in Jonesboro. Shop timeless designs and time-saving features on the appliances that are built to last in the busiest homes. Visit Tucker's Appliance today and upgrade your home your way with GE Appliances and your local experts. Shop Tucker's Appliance today and save.
Tucker's Appliance.
Here's some good news, Raider Nation. Isaac Black running off the field. He's okay. He was shaken up, I guess, maybe a cramp. Nigel Bell in for him. We're in the second quarter. The score is 15-6. Mountain Home with a 9-point lead over the Raiders with 8:39 to play in the second quarter. Mountain Home has it 3rd and 1 on the Raider 40-yard line. So big play right here in the second quarter of this game. Yates, he is hit in the backfield by A.D. Blackburn. That was a busted play. He tried to hand it off, and the running back ran on the wrong side. Don't know who made the mistake, but it was a mistake, and it's going to be no gain. It'll be 4th down and a long one for Mountain Home. Quick quarterback sneak. The pile is moving, and I believe they got the first down. Yeah, Yates, boy, that was a quick snap, and they caught the Raiders ill prepared, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Mountain Home at the Nettleton 38-yard line. Mountain Home leads 15-6 with 8:07 on the clock and ticking. Yates back to pass.
It'll be a holding.
Throwing deep. It is incomplete. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of number 7, Cohen Liggins and Kylan Goodlow on the stop. And there's a flag on the play. Is there a flag on the play, Cade? I know that you thought you might have saw a holding, but evidently the referee did not. So 2nd down and 10. I wish they would give us flags and let us throw them up here.
I agree.
We know what we're doing. 2nd down and 10 for the Bombers. 7:55 to play in the second quarter. Mountain Home 15, Nettleton 6. Mountain Home has it in Nettleton territory at the Raider 38-yard line. Yates gives to Hubbard. Hubbard is hit, bounces, breaks a couple of tackles, forward progress. He gains about 4. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. This Hubbard kid, he just keeps on moving.
He is hard to get down.
200 pounds, and he gets going downhill. He's a load. 3rd down and 6 for Mountain Home. I would assume we're in 4-down territory right here, so a huge play here on 3rd and 6. Yates, it's an option to Hubbard, and he got a first down. He optioned it out to Hubbard. He needed 6 yards, and he got about 9. It's going to be 1st and 10 Mountain Home on the Raider 25-yard line. 7:19 to play in the second quarter. Mountain Home 15, Nettleton 6. Raider defense needs to stiffen right here to keep it from becoming a 3-score game. Back to pass is Yates. Looking to the end zone. It is complete down there to, I believe that was Chenoweth.
6-yard line.
And it's going to be 1st down and goal to go for Mountain Home at the 6-yard line. Big time throw right there by Yates. Kid's a talented quarterback, Kate. First down and goal to go from the Raiders 6 for Mountain Home. Yates gives to number 5, Miller. Boy, he's got a lot of running room, and he runs right into the end zone. Touchdown.
Another flag. Oh, my
Yates. But there is a flag on the play.
Might be holding.
Hopefully it is.
Blocking the back.
It's blocking the back against Mountain Home, and so it's going to come back.
We'll take that.
We'll take that for sure. Hey.
You ought not do that.
Oh, that's what they get for cheating. They ought not cheat. So that's a big penalty. It would have been a touchdown, and they bring it back. It's going to be first and goal, but the line of scrimmage is the 16-yard line of the Raiders. So first and goal from the 16. 4 downs, 16 yards. Let's see if the Raiders can't get a stop right here, or preferably one of their turnovers. Mountain Home 15, Nettleton 6. That's the score here in the second quarter. Yates looking to pass. It's to the end zone, takes a shot. It's intended for number 17 and incomplete. Number 17 is Anthony Milborn. Good coverage over there by the Raiders, Isaac Black and Kamarion Davis.
That was in and out of his hands. He had a chance.
Second down and goal to go from the 16 for Mountain Home. They lead Nettleton 15-6 with 7:01 to play in the second quarter. Yates back to pass. It is complete to the 10-yard line and brought down by Kylan Goodlow and Cohen Liggins. It's going to be third down and goal to go inside the 5-yard line. Pass complete to Carter Atkins. Third down and goal to go from the 4. Moving quickly is Mountain Home. They give to Miller, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown.
Who was that, Miller?
Miller.
We just got to – they're going too fast right now. Have a hard time set up.
They are going fast for sure. 20 makes the score 21-6. And Mountain Home going to try to kick the extra point. They got their field goal swinging gate type formation. Now then everybody comes and gets where they're supposed to be. Hot, the kicker. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is good. And with 6:39 remaining in the second quarter, your score is now Mountain Home 22, Nettleton 6. We'll be back in 30 seconds of more Raider football on NTV 101.3 Bob FM, part of the EAB Sports Network.
Central Ford in Truman has your vehicle and your back. Call Central Ford today to schedule your service appointment. Central Ford Service Department is even open on Saturdays. Whether you need an oil change, tire rotation, wheel alignment, brake service, battery inspection, or full engine repair, you can count on the service team at Central Ford in Truman. Next time your vehicle needs maintenance, remember Central Ford. Professional, convenient, reliable. Central Ford, exit 29 off I-555 in Truman and online at centralfordtruman.com.
Craig Miller, Cade Carter here in the NEA Baptist broadcast position at Raider Field. NEA Baptist, healthcare for the next century. Thankfully, we don't need any healthcare here tonight. Everybody's staying healthy, and that's good news. That's about the only good news right now for Raider Nation, as Mountain Home has a 22-6 lead over Nettleton with 6:39 remaining in the second quarter. We knew this team was going to be tough coming in. They manhandled Jonesboro in their scrimmage. And let me tell you something. You beat Jonesboro, you've done something. Jonesboro is always tough in football. And we knew coming in this was going to be a tough test for the Raiders. A couple of moments in the game that kind of swung momentum. I would say that one drive, we had them third and long. Yeah. We had an unfortunate penalty, and they wound up scoring. That's a huge turning point in the game. There's still a lot of time left in the game, however, as the kick hits one of the front linemen. Let's see who it hit. It actually hit sophomore number 24, Damon Coleman. He was able to fall on it. That's an interesting way of kicking off, Kate. They've done it a couple of times. They're just trying to bounce it off one of the up guys. And
I'll take it at the 40 any day, though.
And no doubt about it. It's not bad starting position for the Raiders. It's going to be 1st and 10, Nettleton at their own 39. Well, we're trailing 22-6, so the Raiders are going to have to show some of that quick strike capability here if we're going to get back into this game. The Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton from the gun. He gives it to downtown T.J. Brown. Right up the middle, downtown T.J. Brown. He gains out to about the 45-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Brown in the backfield on the right hip of Maddox Hampton. 3 receivers spread right. In motion is Caleb Tedder. They give to downtown T.J. Brown, and he is wrapped up in the backfield by the big defensive end, 6'3", 230 pounds of Robert Dover. And he stopped downtown T.J. Brown for no gain. 3rd down and 5 for the Raiders.
Let's see if we can get this first down.
Big play right here. Maddox Hampton in the shotgun. He's got downtown T.J. Brown in the backfield with him. 3 receivers spread out wide right. Cortez, Q Thompson, and Nigel Bell. Definite passing down. Rolling to his right is Maddox Hampton. Pumps, fires. It is nearly intercepted but incomplete. In and out of the hands of Caden Del Soto. It's going to be 4th down and 5 for Nettleton.
Lucky that wasn't picked off.
That was very fortunate that was not picked off. Del Soto, boy, he jumped that route. And Nettleton will send out their punt team. 3 and out for the Raiders. That's the way the Raiders started the game. Had a good drive their second possession. Got 6 points. They were not able to kick the extra point. It was no good, and that made it 7-6. It's been all Mountain Home since then. They lead this game 22-6. Cortez Smith punts, and man, it's a good one all the way to the 19-yard line. That's where it's fielded by number 22, and he's getting a good return across the 40. He is stuck, stays on his feet, falls to the 42-yard line. I believe that might have been Garrett Campbell in on the stop. Tyler Craig, Garrett Campbell in on the stop, as well as Nettleton's number 65, Zach Davis, the center.
Yep.
So the offensive lineman down there making stops for the Raiders. Love that. Those guys are important to this team, man. 1st and 10 for the Bombers, who lead Nettleton 22-6 with 5:20 remaining in the second quarter. They got the ball on their own 42. Back to pass is Yates. It is complete in the left flats. Going to be a 1st down. Tackle made by Cohen Liggins. Good tackle in the open field. Carter Adkins with the reception. 1st down, Mountain Home on the Raider 47-yard line.
Their passing game right now is being pretty hard to stop. A quick game.
Right now we don't have an answer for it.
They got a slot wide open right now. Oh, there we go, safety.
They give to Hubbard. Hubbard changes positions, bursts through the line. Big gain down across the 25 of the Raiders before he's brought down, and it's going to be a gain of maybe 20 yards for Hubbard. It's a big 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 29 of the Raiders. Right back to work are these Bombers. They don't take much time between plays. Pass is incomplete, intended for number 17, Anthony Milborn. There is a flag on the play. Holding against Mountain Home, and that's good news. That'll bring it back at least 10 yards. I believe in high school, Cade, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe in high school holding is a spot foul, 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
I believe so.
And it looks to be 1st and 20 for Mountain Home. The ball on the Raider 34-yard line. The Bombers have come in and taken a 22-6 lead over Nettleton with 4:39 to play. They're still going fast. Back to pass is Yates. He's under pressure. He is sacked by Keon Stallings, the junior from Nettleton, with a 2nd quarterback sack of the game. A big loss, and it's 2nd down and very long now for Mountain Home.
A good celebration. He didn't get a penalty.
Absolutely. So we're seeing some growth there from number 51. Had a huge sack earlier and just got a little bit exuberant in his celebration. They threw the flag on him. This time he acts like he's been there before. Pass is complete, but not much gain. 80 Blackburn and the sophomore, number 24, Damon Coleman on the stop. It's going to be 3rd down and about 20 for Mountain Home. 3rd and 20 with 3:54 to play in the second quarter. Mountain Home with a 22-6 lead. You're the Mountain Home offensive coordinator. What do you call right here, Cade?
I'm going to call a shot.
Calling a shot?
Yep.
I'd run the Statue of Liberty if it was me.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe the annexation of Puerto Rico. Let's see what they dial up. Back to pass is Yates. He's going to run it. He's got some running room. Shifts, cuts, and is down to the 25-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 6, maybe 7 yards. We'll call it a gain of 8. It's going to be 4th down and 12 for the Bombers at the Raider 25-yard line. 4-down territory for sure. They're going to go for it on 4th and 11. 3:07 on the clock here in the second quarter. Need a stop and a score. Back to pass is Yates. It's a screen, but it's snuffed out. Nice job by the Raider defense. That's number 61 with the stop. That's Ahmad Hurston. Nice to see Ahmad making that play. Boy, that's a good defensive play by Ahmad Hurston. Sophomore, that's right. It's a turnover on downs, and the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 on their own 25. They got 2:55. They've got 1 timeout. Let's punch it in the end zone here, Cade, and get a little momentum going into the third quarter. We need it as we trail 22-6 against these double tough Bombers from Mountain Home. They get the downtown T.J. Brown running left side. He's brought down at about the 27-yard line. A gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Clock ticks at 2:42 and descending. Maddox Hampton in the shotgun with downtown T.J. Brown in the backfield with him. Now downtown T.J. Brown kind of lines up in the slot. Raiders going to pass. Mad Dog rolling to his right. Pass is complete to Q Thompson. Q is wrapped up by Chenoweth. That's a very good defensive back, Jacob Chenoweth. Good football player. Short gain. Actually, maybe a gain of a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 for Nettleton. Ball on their own 29-yard line.
Let's see what we dial up.
Nettleton letting some time run off the clock. Less than 2 minutes now in the second quarter.
We got a dig route coming to number 5 right now.
Curtis Smith, he's lined up wide right. 3 receivers, including Nigel Bell and Q Thompson, wide left. Maddox Hampton with plenty of weapons at his disposal. He's dropping straight back, looking for Curtis. It's complete. At the 38-yard line. I believe that's good enough for a Raider 1st down, and it is. The clock will stop for the 1st down. 1:36 on the clock. The Raiders trail 22-6. Clock starts back up. Maddox Hampton in the gun. The playmaker and Tedder, who goes in motion on the right side. The play is whistled dead. Flag on the play. It's going to be a false start against the Raiders. Several times we've made that announcement tonight, Cade, and that's a
drive killers.
Those are drive killers for sure. So 1st and 15 for Nettleton at their own 33-yard line. Raiders desperately needing a score before a half to make this game somewhat interesting as Mountain Home with a 22-6 lead. Flag on the play. That's going to be offsides against Mountain Home. Movement on the left side of the line, and we'll take those 5 free yards.
Take it right back.
So 1st down and 10 for the Raiders. The Nettleton student section loud tonight, letting the Bombers know that they cannot do that.
You ought not do that.
You cannot do that. You ought not do that. Maddox Hampton passing deep to the right, intended for downtown T.J. Brown, is incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. On the defense for Mountain Home, number 41, Caden Del Soto. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders from the 38. You want to stay around for the halftime show, Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. Nettleton Executive Principal Rashad Sims will be our guest. He's in the bullpen right now, getting his arm loose, getting ready to drop some magic on us. There's a timeout on the field. They have not signaled who took it yet. I would assume As Mountain Home, they take their third and final timeout of the quarter. With 1:12 remaining in the second quarter, your score is Mountain Home 22, Nettleton 6. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be back with more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
No matter what the season, it's always a great time to go to Wings to Go. Whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, whether it's wrestling, whether it's anything, the wings, the salads, the hamburgers, everything they have at Wings to Go is always flavorful and it's always ready. All that has to happen is you come down and enjoy them. Happy winging from Wings to Go.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. 1:12 to play in the second quarter. The score is Mountain Home 22, Nettleton 6. So glad to have you on this very hot and humid August night. 89 degrees out on Raider Field right now. Some might say that's the best temperature ever. Maddox Hampton, his Raiders, trailing by 16 points. Hey, let's just call it a two-possession game. Maddox in the shotgun, empty backfield, 4 receivers to his left, and the whistle is blown again. Another flag, this time in the defensive backfield. Kind of makes you wonder what that might be. Maybe some type of equipment. I've not seen the signal yet. It's against Mountain Home.
I didn't see what it was.
Maybe somebody didn't have their mouthpiece in. I'm not sure.
12 men on the field.
12 men on the field. You can't do that.
Nope.
Back to pass is Maddox Hampton. Rolling to his right. He's going to run it. He's across midfield. He's got the first down. He stops the clock. Heady play by the junior quarterback, Maddox Hampton. And the Raiders got a little something going here, Cade.
Way to get out of bounds. Stop the clock.
Stopped the clock and kept him from getting hit. That's a win-win.
A business decision.
A business decision. That's what Deion Sanders would call it. All right, the Raiders have it 1st and 10. The Mountain Home Bomber 49-yard line, 1:07 on the clock. The Raiders do have one timeout. They trail 22-6.
We got a curl route.
The Mad Dog rolling to his right. He's going to run it again. This time he is tackled out of bounds. Maybe a short gain on the play. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Robert Dover on the stop. If I'm young Maddox Hampton, I see big number 39 coming at me. I try to get to the white paint as quickly as possible.
Might hit my knees.
That kid's a dude. 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. Maddox Hampton, he's got 2 backs in the backfield with him. They both go out for
Good
passes.
Ball.
It is complete downfield. I believe that's Caleb Tedder. Yep, Caleb Tedder, the tight end, makes the catch about the 30-yard line. His forward motion is stopped. 1st down Raiders inside the Bomber 39.
Great play.
Good catch by Caleb Tedder. They give to downtown T.J. Brown right up the middle. He's inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. That's going to be close to a 1st down. Gain of 9. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. The clock is at 37 seconds. Raiders quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Maddox Hampton in the gun, looking to pass. Fires it over to the right side. It's incomplete. Intended for the playmaker, Cortez Smith. Good coverage there by Chenoweth. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 for the Raiders with 28 seconds to play in the second quarter, and the Bombers leading 22-6.
Got plenty of time. Got to get this 1st down, though.
3rd down and 1 for the Raiders on the 20-yard line. There's movement on the line.
Oh.
No flag. I thought that was offsides as the nose guard jumped, but I guess not far enough. So 3rd down and 1 for the Raiders. Mad Dog to pass. He's going to run it, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Dover. And it's going to be a loss of several. 4th down and 4 for the Raiders after a Robert Dover quarterback sack. Nettleton takes a timeout. 4th down and 4 for Nettleton with the ball on the 24-yard line. 21 seconds to play in the second quarter. Mountain Home up 22-6. We'll be back in 30 seconds. More Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
Central Ford in Truman has your vehicle and your back. Call Central Ford today to schedule your service appointment. Central Ford Service Department is even open on Saturdays. Whether you need an oil change, tire rotation, wheel alignment, brake service, battery inspection, or full engine repair, you can count on the service team at Central Ford in Truman. Next time your vehicle needs maintenance, remember Central Ford. Professional, convenient, reliable. Central Ford, exit 29 off I-555 in Truman and online at centralfordtruman.com.
Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. 21 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The score is Mountain Home 22, Nettleton 6. Nettleton has the ball 4th down and 4 on the Bomber 23-yard line. Raiders will kick off at the beginning of the second half, so they desperately need to score a touchdown right here. Put points on the board. Maddox Hampton back to pass. Throws over the middle. Nice. It's complete. It's complete to the playmaker, Cortez Smith. First down, Raiders inside the 10-yard line. They'll stop the clock as they move the chains. 16 seconds remaining on the clock. We do have a timeout. First down and goal to go on the 6. Maddox under center, and he spikes the ball. He clocks it, and it'll be second down and 10 for the Raiders with 11 seconds to play.
That was a great contested catch by Cortez.
It really was. Cortez Smith, that young man, had a unbelievable season last year. Our leading receiver, scored over 20 all-purpose touchdowns, and he made a big-time play right there. They call him the playmaker, and he lived up to his nickname right there. Second down and goal to go from the 7 for the Raiders. Maddox Hampton back to pass. Under pressure. Nice. Fires to Nigel Bell. Touchdown Raiders. Maddox Hampton, a 7-yard pass to Nigel Bell, and these Raiders are not going down without a fight.
Nigel Bell, number 18, junior. Nice little strike. We're going for 2.
Going for 2. The score is 22-12. 10-point lead, and the Raiders going for 2.
They call it for King Kong. That's the play.
Heavy right. They got some big bodies on the right side of the line there.
It's King Kong.
Oh, yeah. They got Danny Gary over there. Maybe they'll run behind Danny. Cortez Smith, the playmaker, running right side. He just waltzes into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good, and Nettleton, there's a flag on the play, holding against the Raiders. So they will, that's a tough penalty right there. Anytime there's a holding in the red zone, it's tough, especially on a 2-point conversion try, because that'll back it up 10 yards. Unfortunate right there. It would have been 22-14 if the referees had not have seen the holding. So Coach Hampton has a decision to make right here. It's going to be, the ball will be backed up 10 from the spot of the foul. 2-point conversion attempt. Raiders will be going for 2 again, but be a little more difficult. Yep. Let's see if they keep that King Kong package out there or if they.
Looks like they changed it up.
And now that I see Mason Wan going out, he's going to try to kick the PAT. It will be a 30-yard kick for Mason Wan. So going for the 1 point, a 30-yard attempt on the PAT for Mason Wan. Young man has got the leg for it. Caleb Tedder, the hold, it's good. The kick is up, and it is deep enough. It's right. No good. Wide right. From here, it looked like it was good, but it was wide right. The PAT attempt is no good. With 7 seconds remaining in the second quarter, your score is now Mountain Home 22, Nettleton 12. Back in 30 with more Raider football on NTV, EAB Sports Network.
When this is the sound of a waterfall in nature, there's no cause for concern. But when it's the sound of water gushing through your living room ceiling because a pipe bursts inside the wall, there's reason to panic unless you pick up the phone and call 1-800-SERVPRO. Only the cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro can help make fire and water damage like it never even happened. So make the call to 1-800-SERVPRO at the first sign of water damage. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Or call me, David Ellison, at 870-897-7888 or 870-934-0501 for your next fire or water cleanup.
22-12 at Raider Field. Mountain home with the lead over the Raiders here in this first game of the 2023 season. 7 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Mountain home is about to receive the kickoff from Mason One, who I thought he drilled that. Had plenty of leg. It was just a little bit wide right. A 30-yard PAT attempt after a holding penalty negated a successful 2-point conversion. That conversion is good. We got ourselves a one-possession game. As it is a 2-score game. Mountain home. Ball's fielded about the 10-yard line by number 5. He finds the sideline, and the clock strikes 0 as he is brought down at about the 45-yard line. That's the aggressive sophomore Damon Coleman with the stop. And the Raiders will trot into the Raider Fieldhouse, trailing by 10 points at halftime. Your score, Mountain Home 22, Nettleton 12. Tell you what we'll do. We'll take a 3-minute break, and then when we come back, we will have a very special halftime guest on the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. Hey, it's going to be Rashad Sims. He is the principal at Nettleton High School. He is going to drop some knowledge on Raider Nation here in just a few minutes. The Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show brought to you by Kavanaugh Auto Group. Check out Kavanaugh's entire selection of new and pre-owned inventory at KavanaughCars.com. And tune in later tonight to the Ticket Radio Network for the Friday Night Lights Scoreboard Show, presented by the Kavanaugh Auto Group and hosted by my man Will Oswalt. Will the Thrill will have a full recap of everything going on across the area and across the state, all brought to you by the Kavanaugh Auto Group. Back in 3 minutes with the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show, 22-12 at Raider Field, Mountain home with a 10-point lead. Back in 3 on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Knows what it takes to make a home and a superior home loan process. Simple, proven, and reliable service with competitive rates at a bank that already feels like home. Since 1889, that's been the First National Bank way, because for our people, this is home. Apply online at fnbank.net/mortgage. From our family to yours, welcome home. First National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When a clinic sends a referral for your specialty services, you have a choice. The decision of where you receive care is yours. You can choose the only facility in Eastern Arkansas to receive an A rating in patient safety by Leapfrog, delivering world-class care and an unmatched safety protocol. You have a choice in your healthcare provider. Choose NEA Baptist, where safety isn't a goal. It's a promise.
Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been taking care of our local athletes for over 40 years. And coming soon, they'll have 2 locations with JOSM on Main and opening in September, JOSM on Matthews. Inside St. Bernard's Health and Wellness Center with non-operative providers Dr. J.T. Fisher and the newest addition to the staff, Dr. Morgan Benefield. Call 932-1820. Find them on Facebook and at JonesboroOrtho.com. Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, excelling in our field so you can excel on yours.
Greenway proudly supports the DIYer in you. Whether you're a mover, a shaker, a groundbreaker, a risk taker, a challenge embracer, or a landscape visionary, whatever the task, we've got a John Deere tractor that can help move your project forward. You've got work to do, so let's get started. Reserve yours today in store or at gogreenway.com.
Need top-notch farming and lawn gear? Visit First Choice Farm and Lawn, your Kubota dealer in Brooklyn. We get your need for reliable equipment. That's why we offer precision Kubota machinery for any task. From seasoned farmers to green-thumbed homeowners, we are working to keep you working. Find your Kubota match at First Choice Farm and Lawn on Highway 49 in Brooklyn. Achieve your goals faster with our Kubota inventory and top-notch service. Call 870-790-2301 or drop by today. Your trusted Kubota dealer, First Choice Farm and Lawn.
Pico Food says good luck to all the players, coaches, cheerleaders, and marching bands taking the field tonight. Under the lights, it's not about who's in your path, it's about who's in your huddle. And Pico Foods is a proud teammate and supporter of local communities and the state's agricultural producers. Learn more about how Pico Foods Foods buys direct to support local producers. In Arkansas and Missouri, call David Durham or James Chester, 870-202-7101. In Alabama and Mississippi, call Andrew Parker or John Taylor Hickman at 601-670-9383.
And we welcome you to Raider Field, a balmy night here in August, week 0, the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. The score at half is Mountain Home 22, Nettleton 12. We will recap the first half here in just a few minutes. But before we do, let me tell you about the host, Kavanaugh Auto Group. You can check out their entire selection of new and pre-owned inventory at KavanaughCars.com. You can go car shopping from the comfort of your recliner on your iPad. What a world we live in. Kavanaugh Auto Group, they are the sponsor of the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show, and our special guest on the halftime show is Nettleton Executive Principal Rashad Sims. Mr. Sims, thank you for being on the halftime show tonight, my friend.
Craig, thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I know that it's 89 degrees out there. The humidity is probably in the 90s. I didn't have to twist your arm too much to come up here in the air conditioning.
No, you did not. I told you to make sure the air was on when I come up. And you did just that.
Yes, sir. It is on, and it's working pretty good right now. If you're watching on the live stream right now, you're seeing the Nettleton High School dance team. Man, some good, dedicated young ladies right there. Mr. Sims, we got all kind of good students here at Nettleton.
Yes, we do. I tell you what, that's why I do what I do, and I think that's why our whole staff does what they do, because of our students. We have a great student body.
Whatever it takes for every child, that's what we say.
And Raider Pride looks good on them, Craig.
And no doubt. I like the way you put that. No doubt about that. Mr. Sims, the new executive principal at Nettleton High School. Now, we know you, Mr. Sims. Matter of fact, you joined us on the halftime show a couple of times. Me and you even called a baseball game together. So we know you're around Nettleton, but not everybody does. So for those of you who may not know Rashad Sims, tell us a little bit about your background, where you come from, your family.
Well, I started out as a coach for 10 years, been in different parts of the state of Arkansas, Southwest, Central, Northeast, back to Central, back to Northeast. This is working on my 4th year at Nettleton, if I include the year of COVID. I was here in 1920 when COVID first hit. This is my 3rd year at administration, first year as the executive. It's been a fun ride, Craig. It's been a fun ride.
Well, I know that you had a couple of years as the CTE principal over the Nettleton Academy. That's part of the Nettleton Television, part of what we're doing here tonight. You were the leader of that. This is your first year as the executive principal, the main man, the man in the boss's chair. How you liking the new gig 2 weeks into the school year?
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. You know, one thing I'm very thankful for is to have the opportunity to learn from one of the best, and Mr. David Shipman. He taught me a lot in the 2 years I was under him. Just organization, just the leadership, just accountability to myself. Raising the standard, raising the bar, and that's kind of where I am. And it's the transition has been great. Actually, I had the opportunity to start before he got out, and that helped tremendously as well.
How much did Mr. Shipman pay you to give him that shout-out?
He didn't pay me at all. I don't think he even know I was going to do that, but I try to give credit where credit's due, man.
That's good, man. Hey, we all stand on the shoulders of those who come before us, for sure.
Yes, sir.
That's Mr. Rashad Sims. I got to say that you are well-loved by the students at Nettleton. At graduation, I guess it started a couple of years ago, they announced all the principals, and they announced Rashad Sims, and the student body erupted in applause. I know you got to be the bad guy sometimes. You got to be the heavy, but you're doing something right if the kids love you that much.
The biggest thing is just, like I tell them all the time, it's the relationships. The relationships have been built. They know that I care. That's number one thing. That's half the battle. You let them know you care, and you're going to take care of them. You got their best interest at heart, which I do. It's not for show. It's for real. It's who I am. Like I tell people, give me the best version of you. I give it back to you. That's just how I operate. And,
yes, sir.
That's kind of where those applause come from.
Yes, sir. A very cool. This is Rashad Sims. He's the new executive principal at Nettleton High School. If you're watching on the live stream, you're going to see our excellent Nettleton band taking the field, and they're going to be playing while Mr. Sims and I talk. Something very cool this morning. And I've been around, I'm 52 years old, Mr. Sims, and I've been around Nettleton for, I guess, all 52 years of those. but I've never seen a senior sunrise service in all my years in Nettleton. We did that today. What a cool event that was.
It was. It actually came to me this summer by my student council leaders, seniors wanting to do something like that and try to start something here and just kind of symbolize the sun rising on their started their senior year. We maybe look at doing it a little earlier next time because we are 2 weeks in, but what a better way to do it than the first home ball game, first Friday. I felt like that was pretty cool just to roll right into their senior breakfast as well.
Right. Right. It was awesome. It was awesome. The seniors got together at midfield right out there on that beautiful oval end, and they watched the sun rise. We're facing east here, and the sun came up. They were there to watch it. We had the drone out taking pictures of them, and the kids just had a wonderful time, the sunrise service. I was surprised that so many of them showed up that early. That was awesome to see. And the plan is around graduation, they're going to have a sunset service. Is that the idea?
Yes, sir. We're looking to pick a date to get a sunset. Hopefully, it's tentative right now. We're not sure when it's going to be, but that's once again just to symbolize the end of their senior year. Sunsetting on their senior year and them going off into the sunset.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Very good, very symbolic way of starting and ending the year. We're talking to Rashad Sims. He's the new executive principal at Nettleton High School here on the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. Now, Mr. Sims, you took a well-worn route to administration. A lot of times teachers, coaches, they coach for a little while and then they move up, I guess you would say, into administration. You were a coach here at Nettleton. I know you had my tag team partner, Cade Carter. I know you were his coach. Is there anybody else on the team that you can remember coaching in your days here?
Well, trying to think. I think actually the quarterback in his group, the juniors this year, were 7th graders because I had first period 7th grade football. Him and a lot of those cats that are 11th grade this year, I coached them along with Coach Hampton and Coach. It was Coach Matthews here at the time, and Coach Utley. We had a pretty fun time coaching that group, and that would have been the ones that are sophomores. I didn't have the opportunity to coach them, but they still called me coach because the rest of them called me coach, and I actually enjoy being called coach because I tell people all the time I may not be coaching kids anymore, but I'm coaching teachers now.
Right.
And this is where I'm at. Coach is in my blood.
Sometimes at school, kids will call me coach. I think just because I'm a male teacher, kids that don't really know me, they'll call me coach, and then they'll apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, you ain't got to ever apologize. That's a great title.
Yes, it is.
To be called coach, that's a great title, and we got some really good ones here at Nettleton.
Oh, man, we have incredible coaching staff from top to bottom all across the district, whether they're from at FME with my wife. We got a new one, Coach Hogue, there, looking to see the great things he brings to our basketball staff, on the girls' side, and all the way up to the high school. We got Coach Frisbee with us now, and just all the new additions. It's been great, and rate of pride is justified.
Yes, sir. Hey, did you see Coach Frisbee at the pep rally today at school? He was going up against Curtis Smith. It was a game where like whoever had the quickest hands to grab a bottle. That's the gist of the game. It was Coach Frisbee versus Curtis Smith, and I tell you one thing. Both of those guys are incredible competitors.
Yes, sir.
For the record, Curtis was a little bit quicker, but Coach Frisbee wanted that thing.
Yes, sir. He took it very serious, and that made me proud as a principal just to see staff involved.
Absolutely. We're talking with Coach Rashad Sims, Mr. Rashad Sims, the executive principal here at Nettleton High School. We're at halftime. If you're just now tuning in, Mountain Home leads Nettleton 22-12. Coach, I'm going to have you take Mr. Sims, old habits die hard.
It's fine.
I'm going to have you take your administrative hat off, put your coach's hat on. The Raiders are trailing 22-12. What's your thoughts so far about what you've seen out on the field tonight?
Honestly, I just feel like we got to hit them back. I feel like they came out and they have had a long bus ride down here, and they got off the bus with a purpose. Mm-hmm. And we just got to regroup here at halftime, and we're still in the fight. Raiders are never out of it, and that was a good drive put together there at the end by the offense to kind of cut that lead down a little bit. And defensively, I know Coach Allen Johnson will make the adjustments, him and his staff, and I seen him do it here 2 years ago We went in halftime down 21-7.
I remember that.
Came back out, and they didn't score another point.
I remember that.
You know, so it's there.
Yep.
The game plan, the X's and O's are there. We just need our Jimmy and Joes to show up the second half, and hopefully the weather cooperates and it doesn't take effect on our bodies.
21-7. I remember that game well. I'm glad you brought that up. It was 21-7 Mountain Home at halftime. The Raiders came back and won 28-21.
Yes, sir.
Man,
that was a big ball game.
It was a big ball game. Of course, the Raiders went on to have a 10-0 season, and that was a huge game. And let's hope that history repeats itself. We're down 22-12 here at half, but like Mr. Sims said, the Raiders have been down before, and they've come out on top. Let's hope that it happens again. Mr. Sims, thank you for taking time to be with us. You're always welcome up here in the press box. You come up anytime you need some air conditioning or anytime you want to jump on and call a game with me or anything, you just come on up. You're always welcome, sir.
That'll work. Thank you, Greg.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sims. That's Rashad Sims. He's the executive principal at Nettleton High School. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a 3-minute break here on the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. A 3-minute break. When we come back, we will recap the first half. The scores: Mountain Home 22, Nettleton 12. We'll tell you how all the scoring happened in the first half. That's when we come back after this 3-minute break. Let me say another shout out to Kavanaugh Auto Group. You can see their entire inventory from the comfort of your home by logging on to KavanaughCars.com. Why don't you do it right now? We got probably another 7 minutes before halftime. Get on to KavanaughCars.com. Check out their entire inventory. And tune in later on tonight on the Ticket Radio Group Network for the Friday Night Light Scoreboard Show presented by the Kavanaugh Auto Group. Will Oswalt will have a full recap of everything going on across the area and across the state. Big thanks to the Kavanaugh Auto Group for sponsoring the halftime show. Mountain Home up 22-12. We'll be back in 3 minutes with the recap of the first half. Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Go outside and play with Jonesboro Cycle and ATV. Jonesboro Cycle is your go-to for all your power sports needs, whether it be off-road, on-road, or on the wall. Check out their inventory of four-wheelers, side-by-sides, motorcycles, dirt bikes, cruisers, go-karts, scooters, personal watercrafts, boats, and even boat motors. Jonesboro Cycle is a 185,000 square foot motorsports mecca featuring all the name brands under one roof. Jonesboro Cycle and ATV on U.S. Highway 63 North in Bono and JonesboroCycle.com.
Need top-notch farming and lawn gear? Visit First Choice Farm and Lawn, your Kubota dealer in Brooklyn. We get your need for reliable equipment. That's why we offer precision Kubota machinery for any task. From seasoned farmers to green-thumbed homeowners, we are working to keep you working. Find your Kubota match at First Choice Farm and Lawn on Highway 49 in Brooklyn. Achieve your goals faster with our Kubota inventory and top-notch service. Call 870-790-2301 or drop by today. Your trusted Kubota dealer, First Choice Farm and Lawn.
You raised your family here, did every July 4th here, refinished the floors here twice, sized up your daughter's boyfriends here, waited in the doorway all day when your son was coming home on leave. This place has given you all you've dreamed of, and now it's giving again, in the form of a gourmet kitchen and the quietest dishwasher known to man. Realize your dream with a home equity line of credit from Simmons Bank. Dreams realized. SimmonsBank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, subject to credit approval.
Every player on the football team has an important job so the team can reach its goal and success. Join our team at Lexicon right now and we'll help you reach your goals and success. Lexicon offers free on-the-job training through our own Lexicon University. We also offer competitive pay, a great healthcare plan, paid vacation, a sweet 401k plan, and more. Find out more at lexicon-inc.com/football.
For over a decade, the Arkansas Children's Hospital Jonesboro Clinic has served pediatric patients with specialty healthcare needs ranging from hearing loss to heart disease. Their doctors, nurses, and pediatric specialists, combined with state-of-the-art telemedicine options, means patients get the nationally ranked care Arkansas Children's Hospital is known for without driving to Little Rock. Bringing care close to your home to give kids more time to be kids is the Arkansas Children's commitment. Visit archildrens.org/NEA.
It's a mix and match special now at all Northeast Arkansas Domino's Pizza locations. Choose any two for $6.99 each for carryout or delivery. How about a medium 2-topping pizza, oven-baked sandwich, pasta in a tin, loaded tots, Domino's stuffed cheesy bread, bread twists, marble brownies, and so much more. Switch it up for lunch or dinner for the whole gang. The mix and match special with any two for only $6.99 each for carryout or delivery. Only at your Northeast Arkansas area Domino's Pizza locations.
And we welcome you back to the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show here at Nettleton High School, where Raider Pride is justified. Craig Miller and Cade Carter high atop a very hot and humid Raider field in the NEA Baptist broadcast position. NEA Baptist Healthcare for the next century. The Raiders trail at half 22-12. Mountain Home with a 10-point lead over the Raiders here at the intermission. Nettleton received the kickoff at the beginning of the game, and the Mountain Home defense, they stuffed them 3 and out. Nettleton kicked off to Mountain Home, and Mountain Home responded with a touchdown drive, capped off by an 8-yard run by their outstanding senior running back, Chris Hubbard. That young man's 5'8", 200 pounds. Now, 200 pounds, that's a good size for a high school player, especially one that's 5'8".
Yeah.
He has been tough to tackle all night long, Kate.
Very, very tough. But maybe we make some adjustments, hit him low, wrap him up, take him down.
That sounds like a good plan. I'm glad that it's guys like Cohen Liggins and Tyler Craig having to do that and not the TMC.
I agree.
I wouldn't want to try to get in front of that young man. He's been a load. So it was 7-0 Mountain Home with 9:14 remaining in the first quarter. However, the Raiders came storming back. A long drive capped off by a 47-yard touchdown pass from Maddox Hampton to Q Thompson. The first score of the year, the first score of the game for the Raiders. It came with 8:35 remaining in the first quarter. Made the score 7-6. Unfortunately for the Raiders, it looked like a low snap.
Fumbled snap.
Yeah, Mason Wan he wasn't really able to get a good crack at it. The PAT was no good, and the score 7-6, and it remained that way throughout the rest of the first quarter. The second quarter, Mountain Home outscored us 15-6. They scored a couple of unanswered touchdowns. The first one, Hubbard with a 1-yard run with 11:07 remaining in the second quarter, made the score 15-6. Unfortunately, we had a penalty that made it half the distance to the goal line, and they decided to go for 2. Heck, you only got about a yard to go. Let's just go for 2, and they did, and it was good, and it made the score 15-6. Nettleton turned the ball over on downs. Mountain Home scored again with 6:39 remaining in the second quarter. The second running back that runs in and gives Hubbard a little rest. His name is Barrett Miller. He's just a sophomore, and he ran in from 4 yards out. That made the score 22-6 after the PAT, which of course was successful. So it looked bad for the Raiders. 22-6 for Mountain Home with the lead. However, the Raiders, with a nice long drive to end the second quarter, to end the first half of play, with 7 seconds remaining in the half, Maddox Hampton hit Nigel Bell with a 7-yard touchdown pass, and the PAT was no good. It was that made the score 22-12, which is the score at half. It was kind of strange, Cade. Nettleton went for the 2-point conversion.
Yep.
They got it, which would have made the score 22-14.
Holding.
We were feeling good up here, but the old yellow flag went flying. Holding call. That bounced them back 10 yards, and Nettleton elected to try the PAT kick. Really, it's a tough decision to make. Do you try to get a 2-point conversion from that far out, or do you try a 30-yard field goal? Well, they tried a 30-yard field goal, and Mason Wan had plenty of leg. It was just a little bit wide right. In fact, if you go back and listen to the broadcast, you'll hear the TMC say it's good. Oh, no, it's not good.
Yep.
It looked good from here, and I saw the referees making the no good. So 6 points on the board for the Raiders. That makes the score 22-12, and that's where we're at right now. We're about 15 seconds away from the kickoff at the second half. Mountain Home outscored us 7-6 in the first quarter, 15-6 in the second quarter. This has been the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. Appreciate them, and I encourage you to go to KavanaughCars.com and check out their entire inventory. As Mr. Sims said in the halftime show, the Raiders were down 21-7 in the last time that these two teams played here. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The Raiders owned the second half. They won it 28-21. Let's hope history repeats itself.
We are usually a second-half team, I will say.
Let's hope that we are tonight.
And I hope we make an adjustment to keep the yellow flags in the pockets.
They have hurt, for sure. Of course, they've hurt both teams, but it seems like that may have hurt the Raiders a little bit worse. And it was not just the false starts and the offsides and the illegal motions, things like that. There was one very costly and sportsmanlike conduct penalty that kind of
gave them a possession back.
That's right. That's exactly right. And let's hope that we learn from that. Something tells me Coach Alan Johnson had a straight talk with some young men, and other adjustments made. We're just about to get things underway. Mason Wan to kick off for the Raiders. High, deep to the 10-yard line. That's where it's fielded by the Mountain Home Bombers. He is wrapped up over there by Isaac Black. Good tackle by number 21, the junior cornerback Isaac Black, right about the 30-yard line. That's where Mountain Home will take over 1st and 10.
That was a running back, Barrett Miller, on the reception.
Wonder if he's any relation to me.
By the way he runs, I would say not.
Well played. Your dad has been talking to you about the way the OTMC used to run. Mountain Home has it 1st and 10. They have a 22-12 lead as we start the second half. It's incomplete pass. Yates hit Carter Adkins right in the numbers, and he was not able to haul it in. Something tells me he might have been hearing footsteps.
Got a little scared. It's okay.
Isaac Black had him in his sights, and he dropped the ball. There's been many a times where footsteps has caused butterfingers. 2nd down and 10 for the Bombers. There's not been a turnover tonight. Maybe we'll get one here. Nice job there. The Raiders tackle behind the line of scrimmage. That is big 55. Number 55, Danny Gary, with a tackle for the loss. It's going to be 3rd down and 11. Great play there by Danny Gary, the junior defensive lineman. Boy, he's a good one.
He got him from behind and stopped a big play.
Brought the tough Hubbard down. Back to pass is Yates, looking deep, and it is complete. 1st down inside Nettleton territory, about the 40-yard line. A very good catch there by Anthony Milburn, and boy, that hurts right there. Have him 3rd and 11, and we let him get about 30 yards on a pass. So 1st and 10, Mountain Home, who's continuing to play up-tempo. Hubbard shucks a would-be tackler in the backfield, makes it out across the 35-yard line to the Nettleton 34. It's going to be a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4 for the Bombers. Mountain Home up by 10 here in the second quarter. 22-12 is the score. They give it to Hubbard. He runs right side. He has plenty of yardage for a 1st down. Down to the Nettleton 23-yard line. And this Mountain Home offense, they've had their way with the Raider defense on several drives tonight. And they got a good one going here in the outset of the second half.
Yes, sir, they do.
Yates back to pass, looking right side. It is incomplete. Intended for Anthony Milburn. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Bombers.
Stop would be nice here.
Stop would be very nice. It is a 2-possession game. Mountain Home with a 10-point lead. They give to Hubbard. He's running left side, and he's across the 10-yard line to the 5. However, as Kate said, there is a flag on the play, and something tells me they're going to be bringing this one back. It is going to be holding against Mountain Home. Mountain Home. That's a preliminary indication. Holding against the Bombers. And the Bombers are not quite in the red zone, but anytime you get a holding call down that part of the field, it's really detrimental to your cause. That's a big penalty.
I agree.
So they will mark it back. It'll be a repeat of second down. It'll be second down and 20, I suppose, for the Bombers. They've yet to step it off. Now they are. These referees doing a good job on a hot night. And unlike the players, they don't get to go to the sideline every possession, get a drink. They're out there the whole time. It's about second down and 18 after this 10-yard spot foul. Passes intercepted. What a play by Brendan Alexander. He was falling to the ground. He looked up and he saw the tipped pass coming his way. He made a very nice catch as he was falling to the ground. Brendan Alexander, the senior cornerback, with a big turnover, and that might be just the break that the Raiders needed.
That's what the doctor ordered.
Handsome Jimmy.
The tip drill.
Woo, mercy. First and 10 for the Raiders on the tip drill interception, and they have the ball on their own 35-yard line. Let's see if the Raiders can capitalize. Mountain Home 22, Nettleton 12. That's the score here in the third quarter. Low snap, picked up by the Mad Dog. He gives it downtown T.J. Brown. Tough run right up the middle. He's still moving forward, moving the pile. He's across the 40-yard line. Good, tough running there by T.J. Brown. He just would not be stopped. He got 6 yards. It's going to be second down and 4 for the Raiders. They are at their own 41-yard line.
That was stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and he still got 6 yards out of that.
Well, you understand why the coaches are so high on this talented sophomore, T.J. Brown.
We got to continue.
He spread out wide right now, and we got Cortez in the backfield. Cortez is going to run it from the gun. Boy, he is just thrown backwards by his counterpart, number 5, Barrett Miller for Mountain Home. They give him forward progress, it looks like. So no gain on the play. It's going to be third down and 5 as they really stuffed Cortez there.
I thought that was a face mask, but it wasn't.
He grabbed him by something and threw him. Third down and 5 for the Raiders. 3 receivers spread out wide right. Maddox Hampton back in the gun. Rolling to his right, looking downfield. Passes. It is intended for Nigel Bell. Incomplete. It's going to be fourth down and 5 for the Raiders, and we'll see if they want to roll the dice and go for it, or if they elect to punt. It looks like they're sending the punt team out now. Clark Phillips, the deep snapper, is headed out. And it's going to be fourth down and 5 for Nettleton. So they get the interception, but unable to do anything with it as Mountain Home's defense comes up with a big stop. Mountain Home has a 22-12 lead over Nettleton here with 9:12 remaining in the third quarter. Cortez Smith's punt bounces down to the 20-yard line. That's where it's fielded. Downtown T.J. Brown on the snap. There's a fumble on the play. There's a fumble on the play, and the Raiders recover. Downtown T.J. Brown stripped the ball. A.D. Blackburn recovers the fumble. That's a big-time turnover. Fumble on the punt. The Raiders are going to take over deep in Mountain Home territory. It's going to be first and 10 for the Raiders, right about the Mountain Home 26, 27-yard line. First and 10. Big-time play by the Raiders special teams.
Needed that.
We mentioned that there were no turnovers in the first half. The Raiders have got 2 here in the second half. That could be a momentum changer right there. Mountain Home's up 22-12 with 9:01 to play in the third quarter. But the Raiders with the momentum after a huge special teams turnover. Maddox Hampton in the shotgun. Gives to downtown T.J. Brown. T.J. running left side. Has a gain of about 4. So T.J. Brown makes a big-time play, strips the ball away on special teams, and then he gains 3.5 yards. It's going to be, we'll call it second down and a long 6. Buddy Nichols says second down and 7. We'll go with that. Second down and 7 for the Raiders. Ball on the 24-yard line of the Bombers.
We got an RPO right here. We'll see if he throws it or gives it.
Cade Carter, former All-State quarterback for the Raiders. He knows his offense. It's a pass out to Q Thompson. Q Thompson gets across the 20. He's going to be close to the first down. I believe they're going to mark him just a little bit short of the first. It's going to be 3rd down and we'll call it 2 for the Raiders. And there is an official's timeout as there is a Mountain Home Bomber who's a little bit shaken up. That's Chenoweth, I believe, who's shaken up. Let's hope that he's okay. Let's hope that's just a cramp. The temperature is 86 degrees. And it is humid. I'm surprised, Kate, that we hadn't seen more cramps than what we've seen.
I agree.
And let's hope that it stays that way. So I think they're going to have an official's timeout to give the boys some water, and let's hope that Chenoweth is all right. Hopefully that's just a cramp. With 8:10 remaining in the 3rd quarter, the score is Mountain Home 22, Nettleton 12. Back in 30 seconds of more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Hey, dude, you won't believe it. We sold our house and we made a fortune.
No way. How'd you find out it was worth that much?
We used this awesome website, arhomevalue.com. It was a game changer. It's brought to you by Dustin White Realty. They know their stuff. Plus, arhomevalue.com is quick and easy to use.
Don't miss out on getting top dollar for your home. Go to arhomevalue.com today. Brought to you by Dustin White Realty. Top dollar for your home sale is just a click away. arhomevalue.com.
Good news for Bomber Nation. Chenoweth is jogging off the field. It looked like a cramp. 8:10 remaining in the 3rd quarter here at Raider Field. The score is Mountain Home 22, Nettleton 12 here in this first game of the season. Nettleton on offense. Curtis Smith in the Wild Raider formation. Gives to downtown T.J. Brown. Downtown T.J. Brown makes it down to the 15-yard line. They're moving the pile, but they whistle it dead. Forward motion is going to be enough for a Raider first down. 1st and 10 at the 15. Another big play by downtown T.J. Brown.
Good job to the offensive lineman pushing the running back after he gets stuffed.
No doubt. That left side over there, Ian Landrum and Big Jerry Huggins. Of course, Zach Davis. Curtis Smith is in at quarterback. Curtis, it's a reverse to Q Thompson. Q hit in the backfield, and maybe he made it to the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to call it a loss of a couple. So it'll be 2nd down and 12 for the Raiders. I like the idea of getting the ball in Q Thompson's hands. But he was stuffed, and it looks like Q is down. Probably another cramp. That's what I would suspect. Nick, our trainer, is heading out there to check on Q, and Q is trying to get up. He's all right. He's got his helmet off. Probably just a cramp, I would think. And he is coming off of the field, and we should return to play here pretty quickly. Yes, the Raider offensive unit going back out. They are in the red zone. It's ball on the Mountain Home 18-yard line, and Cade mentioned this is the 2nd possession after a turnover. We need to capitalize on at least one of them. Maddox Hampton, his Raiders trail Mountain Home 22-12. He is the quarterback in the shotgun. The Mad Dog dropping back to pass. He's got Curtis Smith, and Curtis Smith is incomplete. However, there is a flag on the play. Flag on the play. Maddox Hampton threw into double coverage. Looked like he
had a chance.
The pass was accurate. A well-thrown ball, but it is incomplete, and let's see what the call is. Does it look to be pass interference against the defense? That's what I'm hoping for. It is indeed pass interference against Mountain Home. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. Well, within the 20-yard line, it may be half the distance to the goal. Let's see where they move it. Yeah, I guess that'll be half the distance to the goal and a repeat 2nd down. So it will be 2nd down and maybe 3. The chain gang has dropped the chain over there. I can't hardly see now. 2nd down and 3 for the Raiders. 2nd down and 3. That is not – Buddy Nichols said 2nd down and 5. I'll go with what Buddy said. 2nd down and 5 for the Raiders. They get to downtown T.J. Brown. He's across the 5-yard line, churning forward inside the 5. He's brought down at about the 3-yard line. It's going to be 1st down and goal to go for Nettleton after another big run by downtown T.J. Brown.
They call for King Kong. Big boys.
Now, when you say King Kong, what exactly do you mean by that, Kate?
They are heavy set, so they bring in defensive linemen, offensive linemen, just big boys up front, and then probably, I would think, who's number 5?
That is Cortez Smith, the quarterback.
QB.
Yep, Cortez, quarterback. He gives to downtown T.J. Brown. Downtown T.J. Brown battles his way across the goal line. Touchdown, T.J. Brown. Touchdown, Raiders. A 3-yard run. Downtown T.J. Brown has brought Nettleton within one score. It's 22-18 with 6:44 remaining here in the third quarter. Mason won on to attempt the PAT. This will make it a 3-point game. Mountain Home up 22-18 right now. The snap, the hold, it's up, and it is good. Mason won, drills the uprights, and it is 22-19. Mountain Home's lead has been cut to 3 with 6:44 remaining in the third quarter. We'll take a 30-second break. When we come back, you got more Raider football coming your way on 101.3 Bob FM. That's part of the EAB Sports Network.
What started with our grandfather and continues in its 4th generation today, Glen Saint's history of quality sales, service, and strong personal relationships that have kept our customers and their families coming back for over 69 years.
From my grandpa to my dad to us, service after the sale is a big deal. Whether you're looking to buy a GMC, Chevrolet, Buick, or Ford, we look forward to serving you and your family for years to come.
And we welcome you back to Raider Field, where the Raiders capitalized on a big special teams play by T.J. Brown. He stripped the ball after a punt. A.D. Blackburn recovered the ball, I believe on the 29-yard line. The Raiders were able to move the 29 yards and score on a 3-yard run by T.J. Brown. 6:44 on the clock in the third quarter. The score right now is Mountain Home 22, Nettleton 19. Mountain Home has led the entire way. A 6A school, big school, good team. We knew they were going to be tough, Kay. They beat Jonesboro in their scrimmage. And beating Jonesboro, that's doing something. It's a very tough team. These Raiders have not backed down. They were trailing 22-6 with 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Since then, it has been all Raiders. They have scored 13 unanswered points. Mason won to kick off. He's kicking off from the 45-yard line, so evidently there was a flag on the PAT play, and so they assessed it on the kickoff. Mason kicks it deep. It goes into the end zone, lands right in the middle of the A and Raiders, and that's a touchback. It will be 1st and 10 for the Mountain Home Bombers from their own 20-yard line. 6:44 to play in the third quarter. Sure glad to have everybody listening, whether you're listening on 101.3 Bob FM, part of the EAB Sports Network, or our Nettleton TV YouTube channel. So glad to have you hanging out with us here on this Friday night. Mountain Home back to work offensively. Momentum definitely in the Raiders' favor. Let's see if the Raider defense can keep it going. They give to Hubbard. Hubbard runs left side. He's got a little bit of room. He's got positive yardage brought down by after a gain of about 8 by Keon Stallings. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 for the Raiders, for the Bombers.
It is the Hubbard show.
He's a good back, no doubt about it. They give to Hubbard once again up the middle. Looks to have the first down. Makes it out to the 35-yard line of the Bombers. Kylan Goodlow's helmet comes popping off, so Kylan's going to have to head to the sideline, and we have got
Brandon Alexander's cramping.
A timeout for a cramp. A cramp timeout is what it is. Brendan Alexander down on the field. Hey, how about that interception Brendan Alexander made on that tip drill interception earlier here in the third quarter?
Great concentration, good hands. I mean, it was just reactive, and he came up with it, and it was a big play.
Yep, big play. Brendan Alexander, he's the kind of guy, if you were choosing up teams for a game of backyard football, you'd want to pick number 4. You'd want him to have him on your team. The score is 22-19. Mountain Home has a 3-point lead over the Raiders with 6:16 remaining here in the third quarter. There's an injury timeout on the field. We're thinking it's just a cramp, and the Raider, is it Brendan Alexander, he's up. You can tell he's got his helmet off, and you can tell by the look on his face that he's hurting, but it's not a broken leg type hurt. It's a cramp type hurt.
Some pickle juice.
And you think that ain't painful, you're crazy. You ever had a cramp in the middle of the night?
The calves, it's the worst thing ever.
Yes, it wakes you up. You talk about hurting.
It'll make you scream.
And these guys out there playing football, I guarantee you they're hurt. Guarantee you they're tough. If you see them on the ground like that, you know that they are hurting. Mountain Home back to work. It's 1st and 10 for the Bombers. They give to Hubbard. Hubbard finds a hole, spinning forward to the 40-yard line where he is finally brought down into the Raider defensive backfield after a gain of 6. It's going to be 2nd down and 4.
Boy, he is hard to take down.
And Nigel Bell is slow to get up. I saw him grab a hold of his hamstring, and his compadre Q Hollis is there to kind of help stretch him out. Unfortunately, with 5:55 remaining in the third quarter, I'm afraid the rest of the way we're going to see a lot of that, Cade.
Yeah.
It's 86 degrees. It's very humid. These guys are getting tired. The muscles are going to start cramping up. So this final 17 minutes and 55 seconds of this game, no telling how long it's going to take with all the cramp timeouts.
They're not in shape like us disc golfers.
That's exactly right. Guys like me and you, Kyle Tolley, John Frank, Sean Watson, Sheridan Watts. There's nobody that's in as good a shape as disc golfers. People say water polo guys are in really good shape, soccer players in good shape. Nothing like us disc golf players. Hey, Nigel Bell is up. He's to the sideline. That's good news. Bombers back to work offensively. Yates back to pass. Throwing downfield right sideline. It's caught right in front of Isaac Black. A very good catch over there by number 17, Anthony Milborn. That's a 1st down for Mountain Home. They're moving the chains all the way to Raider territory. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of the Raiders.
Golly.
They're moving fast. They quickly snap the ball right up the middle. I believe that might have been Miller on the carry. Yeah, it is Miller on the carry, and he gains 4, 2nd down and 6. They give to Miller again. Running left side, bounces out, and he is tackled by Keon Stallings. Curtis Smith had a hand on the tackle as well. So did Kylan Goodlow. But it's going to be close to a 1st down. Matter of fact, they're saying move the chains, so that's enough for a Bomber 1st down. The Bombers driving here with 5:19 remaining in the third quarter. And guess what I see out on the field, Cade?
A cramp.
Cramp timeout.
The cramp gate.
Yep. That is another cramp for a guy in a gold jersey. The Raiders. Now, if you remember last year's game, and I'm not sure if you watched the broadcast on MTV or if you made the trip, that's Curtis Smith who's cramping. He's okay. He's getting up. Nettleton had, I would say, probably 20 cramps in that game.
Did they?
And of course, I was over there on the Mountain Home side, and the Mountain Home fans came up and were like hollering at me, telling me that I need to do a better job of hydrating the boys. Like, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with it, Hoss. I'm just a radio guy.
What are we doing?
That's what I was thinking.
Them early games, though, it's hot.
Yes. Mountain Home has a 3-point lead, 22-19. Offensive unit back out on the field. Yates back to pass, out in the flats. Is complete to number 36. He is brought down over there by Nettleton's number 20, Kamarion Davis. And it's going to be a gain of 3.5. We'll call it 2nd down and 7. And I believe that's Kamarion who is cramping over there. Isaac Black working on him. And another cramp timeout. I tell you what, and I want to say a shout-out to my man Gavin Grubbs. He's doing a very good job producing the show tonight. And I started to kick it to Gavin for a 30-second break, but right as I started to, Kamarion got up, and he is hopping back to the sideline. Kamariana had in the scrimmage, he had a very painful cramp against Osceola. There's nothing fun about that for sure. 22-19 the score. Mountain Home with a 3-point lead. 4:47 on the clock, and the clock is ticking. At 2nd and 6 for the Bombers at the Raider 31-yard line. Yates, a talented, savvy quarterback, back in the gun. He's looking to pass, looking downfield into the end zone. It is incomplete, intended for number 18. Over his head, Brendan Alexander was matching him stride for stride. That's Talon Palmer, the intended receiver, and it'll be 3rd down and a long 6 for the Bombers.
Number 25, Q Hollis, got back there that time. Put a little pressure on the QB.
They're really high on this Q Hollis. He's going to be an outstanding lineman. They give the quarterback keeper, and he is tackled by Keon Stallings. Good job by Keon stopping Cade Yates. Yates had designs on the end zone. And Keon Stallings stopped him after about a 2-yard gain. It's going to be 4th down and 4 for Mountain Home. They're going for it on the Raider 27-yard line.
That was a great stop.
Good job by Keon. Let's see if we can't get another stop right here, Cade. Cade Yates.
Try to get us to jump.
Try to get a hard count. Nothing doing by the Raiders. He gives to
Got him.
Gets to the running back. He's wrapped up in the backfield. Good job by Cohen Liggins. Good job by Tyler Craig. The Raiders tackle for a loss, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. After the play, some flags come flying. So let's see what that's all about. Coach Jalen Allison is getting his defensive line off of the field. It should be Raider ball, whatever extracurricular activity happened after the play. It is a dead ball foul. And it's against Mountain Home.
Nice.
Personal foul against Mountain Home, personal foul against the Raiders, and those penalties will offset. So I guess you would say things are getting a little bit contentious out there. And Cade, you're a football player. That's normal.
Yep, it is.
You get testosterone, adrenaline, teenage guys, competition, collision. You're going to have some tempers flaring.
It's going to happen.
That's all there is to it. Those penalties offset, and the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Maddox Sampton, the junior signal caller. What an outstanding athlete and a young man this kid is. He's in the backfield with downtown T.J. Brown. Curtis Smith, the playmaker, is spread out wide to the right. Q Thompson and Nigel Bell wide to the left. Caleb Tedder in the slot. In motion goes Q Thompson. They give it to downtown T.J. Brown. T.J.
Nice.
Breaks a couple of tackles. He's across the 35-yard line where he is thrown out of bounds by Dawson Dunlap. Let's see where they spot that. And there's another cramp, this time a Mountain Home player.
We got 2 cramps.
Robert Dover. He is being recruited by all kinds of colleges. Robert Dover is. I believe Tennessee Martin's the biggest college after him. And he's a player. He's down probably just a cramp. Anybody that might be listening from Mountain Home, I want to calm your nerves. And we've got a Nettleton guy over on the far sideline. Is that on the far hash mark? I believe that might be Colin Goodlow who's cramping. I'm not real sure, but Nick is over there as well as Miss Lee. They are our athletic trainers at Nettleton. They're working on whoever that is over there on the far sideline. He's about to get up. Oh, he was about to get up, and another cramp hit him.
Is that Q?
I'm not sure who that is. I believe that is Q. Yeah, I think I see a number 3 on his jersey. He's got a skull cap on. Got his helmet off, and he is being worked on. And the offense is lined up. I mean, the teams are lined up. The Mad Dog looking toward the sideline as Q is being helped off. He's hopping off. Looks like he's having a cramp in his right leg. They'll get that worked out. I'll tell you something, Cordarius Thompson, very important part of this Raider offense. Let's get him back out there in a hurry. 2nd down and 4 for the Raiders on their own 36-yard line. The score is Mountain Home 22, Nettleton 19. The Mad Dog gives to downtown T.J. Brown. Actually, that's Xavier Harrell. Xavier Harrell with a tough run up the middle. He has a 1st down. He gets out to the 44-yard line. That's a good-looking running back right there, Xavier Harrell.
It's a big hole, too.
Good job by the Raider offensive line. Garrett Campbell, Soupy down there making magic happen. Gives to Xavier Harrell again.
Nice.
Good vision, nice cut across the 50-yard line and into Bomber territory. He's about a yard shy of a Raider first down. Gain of 9 for Xavier Harrell. Well, you talk about a good 1-2 punch the Raiders have as running backs. Downtown T.J. Brown and Xavier Harrell, kind of a thunder and lightning. They give to Xavier once again. Xavier
got the first.
Has the first down, moving the pile to the 42-yard line of Mountain Home. I said that was Xavier. I think it was actually downtown T.J. Brown. It was. They slipped T.J. in, so he's the lightning to Xavier's thunder. The result is a Raider first down.
She had a crop duster go over. It was like a beginning of an NFL game.
How about that? He's a little bit late for the flyover during the national anthem. 22-19, Mountain Home with the lead. 2:37 to play in the third quarter. Raiders driving. Mad Dog pulls it, and he's on his feet still. Mad Dog shakes a couple of tacklers, and finally he's brought down by a whole host of Bombers, a squadron of Bombers, if you will. It's going to be a loss of a couple. Mad Dog tried to make something happen, but he was just outnumbered and brought down for a loss. It'll be second down and 12.
Instead of -6, though, it's only -2.
That's right, because of the effort of the Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton. Hampton in the gun, downtown T.J. Brown is right hip. The playmaker spread out wide right. Nigel Bell spread out wide left. Cade Carter saying it's going to be a hitch. He's been right more times than not. This time he handed it off to downtown T.J. Brown. Downtown gets to the 40-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 3. It'll be 8 yards to go for the first. Third down and 8. Ball on the Bomber 40-yard line. Garrett Campbell standing with his hands on his knees.
Should have a hard count right here.
Those offensive linemen, man, they work hard. Third down and 8. Hampton in the gun. Downtown T.J. Brown on his right hip. Tedder, playmaker, spread out wide right. Maddox is looking right. It's a screen pass to Curtis Smith, and boy, that did not develop as he is immediately tackled by number 41. That's Caden Del Soto. See if the Raiders are in 4-down territory here. It's going to be 4th down and 12 after the loss on the play. 4th down and 11. The ball is on the Mountain Home 43-yard line. And it looks like the Raiders are going to punt.
Nobody's deep.
Nobody deep.
Means we could pin them.
For Curtis Smith. Let's see if he can't put the ball out of bounds at about the 3. Ball angling toward the left sideline. Takes a Mountain Home bounce. Picked up. Boy, that was a gutsy play, and they're going to get positive yardage out of it. Across the 50-yard line. And they're saying he stepped out of bounds. Let's see where he stepped out of bounds at. That was almost a punt return for a touchdown, what that almost was. But instead, he's out of bounds at the Bomber 47-yard line. That's where Mountain Home will take over 1st and 10. Cade, this game often hinges, it often swings on big special teams plays. We've seen that happen in the third quarter after the Raiders got a fumble recovery after a punt. T.J. Brown stripped the ball. A.D. Blackburn recovered the ball, led to a Raider touchdown that cut the Bomber lead to 3. The score remains 22-19. That was a big play right there. Thankfully, it wasn't any bigger than what it was. 1st and 10 for the Bombers. Yates, the quarterback, dropping straight back to pass. Under pressure, he tucks it. He's running. He's tackled out of bounds by Cohen Liggins. Good job by the junior linebacker, Cohen Liggins. Unfortunately, Cohen's helmet came off, so I'm afraid he's going to have to trot over to the Raiders sideline. Maybe not.
I think he took it off himself.
Yeah, he took it off himself. I don't know what the rule is on that there.
Should be good.
Looks like Ahmad Hurston trotting in. They may have to have Cohen come over. I don't know. In any event, there's an injury timeout because a Raider is down on the field with a cramp. It looks like a good size Raider, like a defensive lineman. Not sure who it is. The trainer is over working on him, and I tell you what we'll do. 12 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Gavin, let's keep it right here because it looks like they're trying to pull him up. I started to say we'll take a 30-second break, but as sure as I do, he'll hop up and hop over to the sideline, and we'll miss some action. Don't want to do that, so we'll just keep it right here. And that's Danny Gary, the injured Raider. Man, I like that young man. He's a good young man. I got him in, I believe, my second period class. Just an outstanding young man, and glad that Danny's all right. That's a cramp, undoubtedly. And the Bomber offense back to work. 2nd down and 7 for the Bombers. They give to Hubbard. Hubbard looking for some running room. He's brought down at the 45-yard line of the Raiders. Tackle made by Nettleton's number 61, Ahmad Hurston. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 for Mountain Home, and that's the buzzer. That's the end of the third quarter. We're heading to the fourth quarter, Raider fans. Mountain Home 22, Nettleton 19. Fourth quarter when we come back. You've tuned into Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Evolve Bank and Trust is now bringing full-service banking to Jonesboro. To celebrate, we're offering you $200 extra. Just open a new checking account with Evolve. Have at least 2 qualifying direct deposits of $500 or more within 90 days. Then we'll deposit $200 extra into your account. It's just that easy. Open a new Evolve checking account and receive an extra $200 in your account, plus free checks for a year. Restrictions apply. Visit getevolved.com/special promotion for more details, or come in and see us at 111 East Huntington Avenue, Suite A, or call us at 870-933-2480. That's 870-933-2480. Evolve Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Fourth quarter at Raider Field. Mountain Home with a 22-19 lead over Nettleton. Mountain Home with the ball on the Raider 45-yard line. 3rd down and 2. Right up the middle, Hubbard. He battles through a tackle. Close to a first down. Tackle made by Nettleton's big number 58, Caden Newson. Let's see where they spot the ball. They spot it beyond the chains, and it's a first down for Mountain Home. 1st and 10, the Raider 42-yard line. Another injury timeout, a cramp timeout with 11:54 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Raiders trailing by 3. Mountain Home led 22-12 at half. Nettleton outscored Mountain Home 7-0 in the third quarter. They trail by 3. Cade, we just got to win this fourth quarter, and we're going to be 1-0 on the season. As it stands right now, though, this very tough Mountain Home team has a 3-point lead over the Raiders with 11:54 to play in this game. We knew it would be a battle coming in. Mountain Home played us tough last year. We were able to escape from Mountain Home with a 10-point victory after leading by 28 at one time. And I think we made them mad because they have really
showed up,
played hard, and you're right, they showed up, and they have led this entire game. The injured Raider is Keon Stallings, talented junior defensive lineman. It's a cramp. He is hopping off of the field on his left foot, and we're back to action. Mountain Home 1st and 10 on the Raider 42-yard line. Hey, Kay, this will be another time for one of them there turnovers. Yates gives to Hubbard. A lot of room to run left side. He's got the first down. He's within the 30-yard line of the Raiders. Ball is spotted at the Raider 28-yard line. And this Hubbard, unfortunately, Cade, I'm not smart enough to keep stats while I call play-by-play, but I bet you he's got 100 yards on the night.
He's definitely got to be over 100.
1st and 10 for the Bombers. They give it to Hubbard right up the middle, and he is brought down, falls forward. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage. But let me tell you something. This Hubbard, he's going to keep his forward motion going. That was Cohen Liggins who initially hit him, and Cohen is still down on the field. He looks to be shaken up. Cohen made the hit, and he might have got the breath knocked out of him. It didn't look like a cramp. Cohen rolled over on his back. Initially, he was on his belly. He may have just got a sternum full of Mr. Hubbard and maybe had the wind knocked out of his lungs. Don't know what it is. Hopefully Cohen's all right. They're tending to him. Let's take a 30-second break. 11:30 to play in the game. Mountain Home's up 22-19. Back in 30th, more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
I can't get my homework to upload.
Dad, my video game is froze again.
Babe, is our internet down again? I'm missing the big game.
Honey, I'm trying to make this online payment, but it just keeps buffering.
Get your life up to speed with high-speed internet from Empower Broadband. Empower's reliable service brings high-speed internet to even the most remote areas of Northeast Arkansas. With Empower Broadband, you can stream your favorite movies, video chat with loved ones, work from home without interruptions, and so much more. Empower Broadband. Life up to speed. For more info, visit empowerbroadband.com.
Hot and humid night at Raider Field. First game of the season. So glad to have you along with us. Craig Miller, Cade Carter. We're up here in the NEA Baptist broadcast position, which is getting cooler by the moment. The air condition finally able to catch up. Cohen Liggins, the injured Raider. The score is 22-19. Mountain Home has a 3-point lead over Nettleton with 11:30 to play in the game. Cohen Liggins, the incredibly intelligent, hard-charging junior linebacker for the Raiders, was shaken up on that last play. He's up. He's walking just fine. And, Cade, it looked like he might have just got the breath knocked out of him. Not sure exactly what happened, but got his bell rung a little bit. He's okay. He's walking over to the sideline. Let's hope that Cohen is all right. 2nd down and 4 for the Bombers. They give to Miller, and, boy, he is hit immediately in the backfield. That's Q Hollis. Q Hollis with his 2nd tackle for the loss on the night. Big-time play by the talented sophomore Q Hollis. That's a loss of 4. It's 3rd down and 9. You understand why they're high on this Q Hollis kid.
That was a big play right there. Momentum buster.
3rd down and 9. Man, what a great student section here at Nettleton. They are making some noise, trying to encourage this Raider defense. A little movement on the left side of the defensive line. No call.
We'll take that.
We'll take that. Well, they owed it to us. 3rd down and 9 for the Bombers. Yates pulls back. He's passing. He's looking for the end zone on the sideline. It's caught. It's into the end zone. It's a touchdown. Number 22, touchdown, Yates to 22, 27-yard touchdown pass.
Well, that was a good ball. I had a little push off. I thought we might get that, but no call. 6 points for the Bombers.
Yeah, that was just a really well-thrown ball there and a good route there by number 22, Hannaford. Gives Mountain Home a 28-19 lead and takes a little bit of the starch out of the Nettleton Raiders student section. The PAT is up and good, and that makes the score with 35 seconds remaining, 10:35 to play in the game. The score is now Mountain Home 29, Nettleton 19. We'll take a 30-second break, have more Raider football for you when we come back on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Back in 30.
Across Arkansas, Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville join you in cheering on our favorite teams. We applaud the extra effort from neighbors like you that make our local schools and activities an integral part of our community. Working as a team to help you reach your goals is a perfect game plan for success. The Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville, finally a bank in your corner. MeBanking.com, member FDIC.
Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Shout out to Tim Long, great Nettleton Raider of days gone by, listening to us out on the road. Glad to have Mr. Long listening. And we are in the 4th quarter. The score is Mountain Home 29, Nettleton 19, 10:35 to play in the game. Raiders down by 10, plenty of time to make up that deficit. Short squib kick fielded by the Raiders. Number 20, Kamarion Davis. He spins around and falls down about the 39-yard line. And
a little flagrancy after the play. He didn't get a flag.
A little bit. The Raider fans wanted a flag, did not get it. It's going to be 1st and 10 Raiders. They'll start this drive from their own 38-yard line. They trail by 10 with 10:28 to play in the game. Game started at 7:30. It's 10 o'clock. 2.5 hours of action, and we're not done yet. The Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton, in the gun. He pulls, passes to Q Thompson, and boy, Q was just hammered immediately out there by Barrett Miller.
We got 4.
4 yards on the play, and it's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Raiders. Ball on the Raiders' own 42-yard line. Nigel Bell spread out wide left. Cornelius Hall also out there with him. Correction,
that's knee pads down.
That's Fred Adkins. Right said Fred. Spread out wide left. He's going to have to, because of equipment problem, he's going to have to hit the sideline. Q Thompson back out there. 2nd down and 6 for the Raiders. Mad Dog going to pass. It's complete to Nigel Bell. Nigel Bell ducks his head, moves forward, but is brought down by several Bombers. They're going to give him forward motion. It's going to be a gain of a couple. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Raiders.
I think we got a hard count first.
Maddox Hampton in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Downtown TJ Brown, the running back, in the backfield with him. 3rd down and 4 for the Raiders. Mountain Home 29, Nettleton 19, 9:15 to play in the game. Hampton gives to downtown TJ Brown. Nice crease. He's got running room. He is across the 30-yard line, finally drugged down from behind at the 25-yard line. They grabbed a hold of downtown's, looking at maybe the shirt tail, and held on for dear life. They brought him down, but not before a big gain by the talented sophomore downtown TJ Brown. 1st and 10 Raiders. Way down in Mountain Home territory. Ball's going to be marked inside the 30 at the 28, and we have a Raider who is struggling with a cramp out there.
That's TJ.
That is TJ. He ran the ball a long way, used some of those leg muscles. And cramped up. That happens whenever it's 85 degrees and muggy. TJ is up, and he is walking to the sideline under his own power. Just a cramp, and that's good news. That was a big run there by the sophomore. He's got a good burst.
Good 1st down.
9:03 to play in the game. The Raiders need to score here. They're down by 10 here in the 4th quarter. 29-19, Mountain Home with the lead. We got the Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton, in the gun. He's got Harrell in the backfield with him. Xavier Harrell. He gives to Harrell. Harrell running right side into a wall of Mountain Home Bombers. He's brought back, but they're going to give him forward motion. I believe he might have got to the line of scrimmage. He lost his helmet, so Harrell will have to trot. He'll have to trot it out. The referee tell him you got to go to the sideline. Xavier had his lid back on. He's ready to go back to work. TJ Brown, he's back out in the backfield right now. Maddox Hampton in the gun. Curtis Smith spread out wide right. Caleb Tedder in the slot. 2 receivers to the left. It's Nigel Bell and Q Thompson. Maddox Hampton.
We might have a shot play right here.
Says something to the playmaker. Let's see what we have. He's looking left, throwing deep, and it is overthrown. Intended for Q Thompson.
Flag, though.
And there is a flag on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 11, but we'll see what this is about. Chop block against the Raiders, I believe is what that is. Illegal chop block against the Raiders. We didn't need that, Cade. We're trailing by 10 with 8:03 to play. Driving, trying to score here. We don't need that type of penalty. Let's see how far they bring it back. Illegal chop block, I believe, was the call. Illegal chop block against Nettleton. It definitely was a penalty against Nettleton. The referee struck the lower part of his shins with both hands. And it'll bring up second down and long. Maybe second and 22. That's what the scoreboard operator has. We'll go with that. I believe that's Coach Matt Ragsdale running the brand new scoreboard here. 8:03 to play in the game. Mountain Home 29, Nettleton 19. It's second down and 22 for the Raiders. Maddox Hampton, he stands on the 45-yard line of the Bombers. He's going to pass. Pass is complete to Nigel Bell across the 30, fighting his way forward. Loose ball. It's a fumble, and it's picked up by Mountain Home.
Stripped him.
Turnover on the play. The ball was stripped away from Nigel Bell, who was battling for some yardage, and unfortunately, Mountain Home comes up with it. That's Nettleton's first turnover of the ball game. Comes at a rather inopportune time.
He was fighting for yards and just got stripped. It happens.
Yep. It does happen. You cannot blame him for struggling and fighting for the yards like that, but a good job by the Mountain Home defenders to strip the ball away. And it looked like it was, I believe that was number 12, Dawson Dunlap, who recovered the fumble.
That means we need a turnover.
We desperately need a turnover. Now, Mountain Home has been going at just a high tempo with a 10-point lead, 7:54 remaining. Let's see if they don't slow it down a little bit here on this drive. They're going to pass on first down.
Get him.
Under pressure, Yates fights his way out of the pocket and gets positive yardage on the quarterback keeper down to the 39-yard line of the Bombers. That's going to be a gain of 8 on the scamper. It's going to be second down and 2. We've got a Raider shaken up. And it looked to be a cramp. That's Keyshawn Washington. He's up, and he is correction, that's not Keyshawn Washington. My bad. That's Jamarcus Johnson. His shirt was crumpled up. The 6 looked like a 5. That's Jamarcus Johnson, number 60, in honor of Big Larry. Hubbard, the ball carrier, he's wrapped up in the backfield by Keyshawn Johnson. Actually, that's not Hubbard. That's a new running back that they moved in. That's Justin Rula, the senior running back, and he is stopped for no gain. And it's going to be third down and 3 for Mountain Home. Big-time play right here. A turnover would have been nice. 3 and out would be almost as good. Third and 3. Yates, quarterback keeper, running left side. He's got the first down. He angles his way toward the sideline, steps out inside of Raider territory at the Nettleton 49-yard line. I tell you, that young man, not only is he an excellent passer, but he's a very savvy runner as well. Made a good decision there.
He did. He's moving pretty well.
Mountain Home in control right now. 10-point lead with just under 7 to play. They give it to number 40 right up the middle. He's brought down after a gain of close to 5. It'll be second down and 5 for Mountain Home. Ball on the Raider 44-yard line. Danny Gary checking back into the game for the Raiders. Cade Yates, quarterback in the gun, gives to the running back up the middle, number 40. He's got a hole. He's through it, and he is across the 30-yard line. He is brought down by Isaac Black, but not before a big run, maybe a gain of 15. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Bombers. Ball on the Nettleton 27-yard line. 6:15 on the clock and ticking. The score is 29-19. The Bombers with a 10-point lead over Nettleton. Bombers with the ball. Bombers with the momentum. Need something to change all of that. They are letting the play clock tick down now. The play clock is at 14. Game clock is at 5:53.
I see a good luck charm in the student section. I see DJ. It's game day.
Man, that's great news. Give again, this is number 40, and he is brought down from behind after a short gain. And it will be second down and 7 for Mountain Home. Number 40's name is Rula. He has toted the mail on this possession. Hubbard, their main running back. Boy, he's had a big night. They're bringing in Rula, and he's done a very nice job as well. 2nd down and 7 for the Bombers. They are going a whole lot slower right now with 5:10 remaining in the game. They have a 10-point lead. They're trying to run this clock down. They give to Rula. Rula is tripped up, but he gets a nice gain. He's going to be tripped up by Keon Stallings. But he falls forward, and that's enough for a 1st down. It's going to be 1st and 10 Bombers on the Nettleton 16-yard line.
They're wasting some clock right now.
Coach Steve Airy, he is a veteran coach over there. I believe he's in the Missouri Coaching Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken. It was really a big news whenever he came to Mountain Home that they had scored such a well-respected, well-renowned coach. And he's done a good job tonight. He's really got a good team, and he's got these guys playing well. Right now they're letting the clock roll. They got a 10-point lead with 4:30 on the clock. They give it to Rula. Rula, man, that's a good tackle there by the aggressive sophomore Damon Coleman. No gain on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. 4:15 on the clock. Nettleton has all 3 timeouts. 2nd and 10 on the Raiders 16. And as you mentioned, Cade, the Mountain Home Bombers, they have moved at a frenetic pace all night long. But now then they are moving at a snail's pace, letting the clock roll down, which is a smart thing to do. Yates, he's going to the end zone. He's got a man, incomplete. Pass was intended for number 11, Julian Cardenas. Incomplete. On the defense for the Raiders was, I believe that's Brendan Alexander. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that other one was Kamarion Davis. Good defense by the Raiders. 2nd down and 10. That incomplete pass stops the clock at 3:40. Mountain Home with a 10-point lead. Up the middle goes Miller. He bounces out to the right. He's inside the 10-yard line. He's angling, fighting for the end zone. Is he in? Nope. He is brought down just before he got to the goal line. Very good run there by Miller. He's got 1 touchdown tonight. Almost had another one.
They're saying he fumbled the ball. So I don't know what they're going to call.
Yeah, the referees are conferring. I did not see the play at the end there. See exactly what happened. It's kind of a little bit of a blind spot from the press box up here. Okay,
touchback.
Okay, so he did fumble the ball. Yep. It went into the end zone. Yep. That's a touchback. So that's a break for the Raiders right there. Almost a touchdown, and instead he fumbled it into the end zone, and I guess it went out of the end zone. By rule, that is a touchback, and the Raiders will get the ball 1st and 10 on their own 20.
How about that?
That's a break. 3:31 to play in the game, and the Raiders catch a break. The score is Mountain Home 29, Nettleton 19.
Got to do something fast. Not too fast, though.
Maddox Hampton, the junior quarterback for the Raiders. He's got T.J. Brown. Downtown T.J. Brown in the backfield with him. Trips out right. Nigel Bell to the left. They give to T.J. Brown. T.J. Brown's got a hole. He has got the 1st down. He's still on his feet near midfield. He's brought down at about the 46-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 44. Big-time gain. A gain of 24 by downtown T.J. Brown. 1st down Raiders.
Great play call.
They stop the clock long enough to move the chains. Now then they start it. 3:22 on the clock and ticking. Hampton. He's going to pass. Looking to the right flats. It's complete to Curtis Smith. He's hit immediately. And short gain, that's Chenoweth. He's done that several times tonight. A gain of 1. It's going to be 2nd down and 9. The clock is at 3 minutes now. Raiders trailing by 10. Mountain Home 29, Nettleton 19. Raiders have it 2nd down and 9 on their own 46. The Mad Dog gives to downtown T.J. Brown. T.J. Brown fighting his way toward that 1st down marker. He's going to be short. He's across midfield to the 48-yard line of the Bombers. It's going to be third down and 3 for Nettleton. 2:35 to play in the fourth quarter. The Raiders trailing by 10.
Should have a hitch going up to number 5,
Cortez Smith. Yep.
Let's see.
Cade has called it. He's called it successfully several times tonight. Instead, they give to downtown T.J. Brown. T.J. Brown has the first down. Across the 45-yard line, he needed 3. He got about 5. So 2:20 to play in the game. They stop the clock to move the chains. Now it starts running at 2:17. Maddox Hampton and Xavier Harrell in the backfield. They're standing right at the 50-yard line. The Raiders trailing 29-19, and they blow a whistle, and I believe Nettleton takes a timeout. I believe that's what happened, Kate.
I think so.
Yep, timeout, Nettleton with 2:06 to play in the game. The score is Mountain Home 29, Nettleton 19. Raiders with their backs against the wall, but they are driving, Raider Nation. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Raider football on 101.3 Bob FM, part of the EAB Sports Network.
This is Keith Baird with Baird Auto Group. There's nothing that brings our communities together like high school sports. No matter what the scoreboard says, it's a winning feeling just to be a part of it. At Baird, we want you to have the feeling anytime you come into one of our dealerships. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Don't buy anywhere else until you shop at Baird location near you. Don't get a bad deal, get a Baird deal. Because why pay more?
Saving service, great selection too. Baird does it all for you.
And we welcome you back to fourth quarter action at Raider Field. Mountain Home has a 29-19 lead over Nettleton with 2:06 to play in this game. Nettleton just called a timeout. They are lined up out there on the field waiting for the officials to tell them to play. Maddox Hampton is the quarterback. He's in the shotgun, spread formation. He's got Xavier Harrell in the backfield with him. Low snap. He picks it up under pressure. He throws deep, and it's incomplete. It's going to be intended for Nigel Bell. Not able to hit the man. Good defense there by the Bombers. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders with 1:58 on the clock. I like that idea.
I do.
You got to take the shot.
Had some pressure.
Quick score, stop, another score, win the game. 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. Maddox standing right in the middle of the oval end on the 50-yard line. He passes is incomplete. Intended for Fred Atkins, and it's going to be 3rd down and 10.
Well, it's a big 3rd down right here.
Big 3rd down for sure. Nettleton's got 2 timeouts. They can stop the clock 2 times. But with 1:54 to play and a 10-point deficit staring them right in the face, let's just say this is a big possession. Big play. Maddox Hampton. Passes complete to Nigel Bell. He's at the 40, across the 35-yard line. He's going to be close to the 1st down. I believe they might have stopped him just shy of the marker, so it's going to be 4th down and about 2 yards. 4th down and 2 for Nettleton, who's going up tempo. They give to downtown T.J. Brown. He's got the 1st down. Dives across to the 30-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 Raiders from the 30. 1:31 on the clock. Raiders trailing by 10, and I believe that's T.J. Brown who's slow to get up.
Yeah, he took a pretty hard shot at the end right there.
He did. He kind of dove forward and turned his back to the defender. His defender making the tackle. His knees hit him in the back.
Yeah.
I don't know if it caught him on the hip or in the kidneys.
Either one would hurt.
Either one would hurt very bad. And T.J. Brown, who's a very tough kid, slow to get up. The trainer out there checking on him. That's not a cramp there, folks. That's just he is hurting, and he's holding his left hip. He's probably going to have a bruised left hip. Heck of a game by the sophomore, his first varsity action, and let's hope that that's nothing that's going to keep him out of next week's game, as the Raiders, obviously, T.J. Brown, a big part of their plans.
Who do they got next week?
Next week we got Pocahontas at home.
Okay.
Right now we got Mountain home. They got a 10-point lead on us with less than minute 30 to play in the game. Maddox Hampton back to pass. Looking deep. It's intended for Caleb Tedder. It's incomplete. Looked like it was knocked away there by Dawson Dunlap. One that stops the clock. The incomplete pass stops the clock at 1:19 to play in the game. Mountain home 29, Nettleton 19. Maddox Hampton with Xavier Harrell in the backfield with him. Nettleton driving. Mad Dog rolling to his right, under pressure, steps up, throws. It's incomplete, intended for Tedder, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 for Nettleton.
Let's see if we can pick it up.
3rd and 10 from the 30 with 1:15 to play in the game. The Bomber 30. Raiders trailing by 10 points, 29-19 the score. Mountain home with a 29-19 point lead. Maddox Hampton back to pass over the middle. It's tipped and incomplete, intended for the playmaker Curtis Smith. Well covered by Dawson Dunlap. It's going to be 4th down and 10 with 1:11 to play. This is the last gasp for the Raiders. Nettleton can stop the clock 2 times, but Mountain home will be able to take a knee if we do not convert here. Mad Dog dropping back, looking to the end zone. He fires. It is incomplete. Incomplete, intended for Q Thompson, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Mountain home will take over 1st and 10 with 1:04 to play in the game and a 29-19 lead. As we said, Nettleton has 2 timeouts, but at this point it's academic, and it seems to me that we'll probably see just a couple of 3 kneel downs here and maybe a couple of kneel downs, and Mountain home will escape Raider Field with a 29-19 Week 0 victory.
Thought we played well tonight, though. Penalties killed us the first half, I'll say that.
Penalties did, and there are some nights, you know how it is, Cade, there's some nights you just tip your hat to the opponent.
Yep, they're a good team.
Mountain home, they running up the middle. That's Rula. He runs into an offensive lineman, knocks him down, knocks himself down. He's to the 35-yard line. Less than a minute to play now. I would figure they'll take a knee. Play clock is at 50. They're going to let it roll all the way down. Excuse me, the play clock is at 30 now. The game clock is at 45. So they'll have to snap it with about 15 seconds. They'll take a knee, and that will be it. Yeah, as I was saying, there's some games that you have to tip your hat to your opponent as Mountain home goes into the victory formation. They snap the ball, they take a knee, and that'll do it here at Raider Field. Mountain home came in, they had a good game plan, they executed it well. They never trailed in the game, and they're going to take the game 29-19. Congratulations to Mountain home. They're going to move to 1-0 on the season. Nettleton will move to 0-1 after a Week 0 loss to Mountain home. The clock is striking 0 as I speak. So we will take a 3-minute break. When we come back, we will have the Lexicon post-game show. Lexicon can help you reach your goals and success. Go to lexicon-inc.com/football. That's lexicon-inc.com/football to learn more. The Lexicon post-game show coming up when we come back in 3 minutes. Craig Miller and Kate Carter will have it for you after 3. Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
East Arkansas, this is John Moore of Arkansas Superstore on Highway 49 in Brooklyn. Here to tell you that we're flipping the script on car buying. Tired of the runaround? Sick of dealers treating you like an afterthought? Upside down in your current car? At Arkansas Superstore, we're here to change the game. No credit, bad credit, upside down your current ride? We've got your back. Don't stand for bait and switch tactics. We believe in transparency and trust. You deserve the car you want with a payment much lower than your rent. Why settle for less? We won't sell you something you don't love. Life Life is too short for car buying nightmares. Let's make it better together. Give us a shot before giving in to it is how it is tactics. Arkansas Superstore is here to make sense of it all for you. Come over and find your dream ride. You're approved. When the banks say no, I say yes. We're ready to show you a much better way. Visit us today at 11580 Highway 49 North in Brooklyn or online at arkansassuperstore.com. Let's rewrite the car buying story, one satisfied customer at a time.
Having trouble getting the trailer you need? Silverline Trailers, the largest trailer retailer in the USA, has the perfect solution for you. Guaranteed approval. No credit check required. Get the quality trailer you need at a price you can afford. With over 3,500 trailers available and more coming in daily, we'll find the perfect trailer for you. And at Silverline, we're always looking to hire good people. Visit our website, silverlinetrailer.com, for a location near you. You can stop by our Jonesboro location today at 3711 Stadium Boulevard or call 870-203-0000. Silverline Trailers, your trusted trailer retailer.
Hi, this is Bob Moore with Moore Air Conditioning. AC issues in the summer interrupt your life in more ways than one. We're here to help. When you need your air conditioning repaired, you need it fast. Get Moore Assurance with the Moore same-day guarantee. We'll send a licensed, trained, and background check technician to your home the same day you call, or you don't pay a service fee. That's the Moore Assurance guarantee, creating comfort one home at a time. 870-336-2023.
You deserve more. Don't settle for less.
Now at Plaza Tire Service, buy 3 Kumo Mud Tires and get 1 free. That's right, buy 3, get 1 free on in-stock Kumo Road Venture MT71 tires at Plaza Tire Service. Catch this unbeatable deal to get your truck or SUV ready for the fall with a great set of Kumo Mud Tires. Plus, you can make the purchase easy on your budget with a Plaza Tire Service credit card or our no credit needed financing options. Save big on in-stock sets of aggressive go-anywhere Kumo Road Venture Mud Tires for a limited time, exclusively at Plaza Tire Service.
What does better mean to you? Maybe it's better services, better support, better ways to build a life or buy a home or run a business. First Security is your partner for it all, with resources and solutions that make a difference for you and others. That's because First Security takes care of customers while building communities. Better for you, better for Arkansas, better for all. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
No joy in Nettleton tonight as Mountain Home comes in and beats Nettleton 29-19. Mountain Home moves to 1-0 on the season. Nettleton drops to 0-1. Cade Carter was kind enough to join me in the broadcast booth, NEA Baptist broadcast booth, and the two of us would like to welcome you into the Lexicon postgame show, brought to you by Lexicon. They can help you reach your goals and success. If you want to find out more, go on the internets and find lexicon-inc.com/football. That's lexicon-inc.com to learn more. Well, Nettleton coming in against a very tough opponent tonight.
Yep.
Okay, Mountain Home. They had a heck of a run last year. They started the season 0-7. We was able to be thankfully to get one of those wins against them. But they finished the season strong. They beat Marion in the playoffs. They got beat by Pulaski Academy, which wound up being the state champion in 6A last year. And last week, they defeated Jonesboro. And as we've said numerous times through the broadcast, any team that can beat Jonesboro is a tough team. And Mountain Home, that definitely describes Mountain Home. Very tough team, well-played game by them tonight. They outscored Nettleton 7-6 in the first quarter. Hubbard got things started with a 8-yard touchdown run for Mountain Home with 9:14 remaining in the first quarter. The PAT was good. Nettleton answered a 47-yard touchdown pass from the Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton, to Cordarius Thompson, Q Thompson, with 8:35 remaining in the second quarter. That made the score 7-6. The PAT was no good. Second quarter, that's when they really pulled away from us. They outscored us 15-6 in the second quarter. Mountain Home got the party started with another Hubbard touchdown. A 1-yard plunge made the score 15-6 after the 2-point conversion by the quarterback Yates. Mountain Home scored another touchdown, a run by Miller, no relation, 4 yards out 6:39 remaining in the second quarter. That made the score 22-6 after the good PAT. The Raiders, however, came storming back. The Raiders scored 13 unanswered points to make it a 22-19 game going into the fourth quarter. However, in the fourth quarter, well, let me tell you how the scores happened. Maddox Hampton, he hit Nigel Bell, a 7-yard touchdown pass with 7 seconds remaining in the second quarter. That made it 22-12. The PAT was no good. Let me say that it was a 30-yard PAT after a holding penalty that negated a 2-point conversion. That was another swing moment in the game, Cade. The second half, the Raiders beat them in the third quarter. We outscored them 7-0. Downtown T.J. Brown with a 3-yard touchdown run with 6:44 remaining made it 22-19. However, Mountain Home stiffened up in the fourth quarter, and they outscored us 7-0. A touchdown pass from Yates to number 22. That is, help me out there.
Jet Hannaford.
Jet Hannaford with a first name like Jet. He's got to be good. And he made a touchdown reception with 35 seconds remaining in the game. And that made it 29-19. The PAT kick was good, and that is how the scoring ended. So Nettleton drops to 0-1 on the season. Mountain Home improves to 1-0. Congratulations to the Bombers, and we hope they have a successful season. They travel safely across the state as they head back to the beautiful town of Mountain Home. We have to name the JOSM Player of the Game. The Player of the Game is brought to you by Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. They've been getting you back in the game for more than 40 years. JOSM, the Player of the Game. Let's see. Kate, I think we ought to give the Player of the Game to the Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton.
I agree.
He had 2 touchdown passes, ran the offense well. Hey, the Raiders, they definitely had some penalty issues, some defensive breakdowns, but I think it's just one of those games, Cade, that you tip your hat to your opponent.
Totally agree.
Some nights your opponent's just better than you.
Yep.
You know, you can whine and moan about it, or you can tip your hat and get ready for the next game. Speaking of which, so congratulations to the Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton, the JOSM Player of the Game. Whenever the Raiders lose, nobody's in the mood to talk to the TMC. So Coach Hampton is headed to the field house. So has the Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton. Hope that those guys are able to get over the loss and get ready for our next game, which will be another home game next Friday night. We'll be playing Pocahontas. Before we talk about that, this will be the last time we play Mountain Home for a while.
Really?
Yeah, Mountain Home is off the schedule next year, and our old friends from Truman, Greg Wilson's alma mater, Truman High School, they are going to be we're going to be reigniting that rivalry. Huge rivalry back throughout the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Even when I started teaching here back in 2011, that was a big rivalry game at Truman. But they quit playing us, and it's been a decade since we've played Truman. Thankfully, that game is back.
Bringing it back.
Craighead County versus Poinsett County. Nettleton versus Truman. I love it, man. I love it. I'm looking forward to that
Did y'all play them whenever my dad was playing?
You know, we did in junior high, but not in high school for some reason. I guess different conferences, and we didn't play them in high school. Would have been a heck of a game. It was always a good game whenever we played them in junior high. They were very tough back then, and I'm looking forward to that rivalry being reignited. And once again, congratulations to Mountain Home. They picked up the 29-19 victory over the Raiders tonight. For everybody here at Nettleton TV, and for the producer back in the studio, Gavin Grubbs, he did a great job of flipping the switches and keeping us on air. I do want to say a shout out to Kate Carter, who did color commentary. Shout out to Blake Isbell, who directed the broadcast. Shout out to our down camera operator. That's Jacob Linderman. Got some very good shots for us on the down camera. Also shout out to our up camera operators, Isabella Devereaux and Chris Schropel. Both of those making their NTV crew debut tonight. For all of those, for everybody here at Nettleton, for Gavin back in the studio, thank you for listening, everybody. Hope that you have a great evening. And as always, Raider Pride is justified. Raider Pride forever.
You've been listening to Nettleton Raider Football on 101.3 Bob FM. Presented by Any